groaning like a geezer.
Hey everybody, welcome once again to Graybeard'S studio. I am Aaron Lopresti, your co-host for the shenanigans that are about to follow for the next 2.5 or so hours. Today, we're taking a look at the challenge of Ralph Bakshi's Wizards. You guys voted for it, and we're going to bring it. I was kind of thinking Dark Crystal might win. I was kind of leaning that direction. I was hoping, actually, but I am a fan of the Wizards movie, despite the fact that it really ain't that great, but I still like the character designs and all the Mike Ploog drawings at the beginning of the movie. So anyway, let's bring in whoever showed up today and get this show rolling. Sasquatch is here, ladies and gentlemen. It's Kelsey Shannon. Hey, Kelsey.
That's right. That's right. It's Wizards, the real true winner with the hooker elves or whatever you're. What we say? Ralph Bakshi.
Hey, at his finest, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Usually David comes in here first. What happened?
Well, you know, he found out what the subject matter was, and he already admitted defeat before the show even started. And I kept saying, David, it's not a competition. You don't have to bow out. But he was like too scared and said, no, I can't do it.
I knew it.
I don't want to lose. And so I did what I could to comfort him, but he was not having any of it. Allegedly, he has a commission, that big Batman commission he's about done with. And so he's got to finish it today. So that's the story. Okay, so we'll have to manage without him today, but we do have one of the great inkers in modern comics history. It's Gary Martin. There he is.
Oh,
hey, Gary.
Gary Martin.
Oh yeah, Gary Martin. Scott Williams is here. What? No, it's Gary Martin.
Yeah, I started looking around. It's like, what?
Okay, so yeah, I don't think the show will be all that different because David never talks anyway. So
I was just thinking that. I was like, what are we gonna do without David here chiming in? Oh wait, yeah, right. Okay.
That's right. And then he hunches over his drawing so you can't see what he's working on. So it's like, why is he even on the show?
Yeah, that's the David move.
That's right.
We're gonna miss the Empire Comics product placement though.
Well, Impact.
Well, that's true. The Wraith of God stocking cap, right? So now I told David we were going to bust his chops, so I know he's watching right now and he's just grinding his teeth, waiting for revenge. Hey, I want to make a special note to everybody and to you, Kelsey, especially. Next week is our 20th episode, which means art auction next week. So the big art auction, all these pieces you see us create every week, except for David, who only finishes halfway. All of us who have the finished pieces will be putting those up for auction next week. So if you got a favorite piece you've been waiting for, next week's an episode not to miss.
Wait a minute. Where's my brush? I want to finish something.
Yeah, get it finished quick. Kelsey, do you have anything you'd like to share or show us art-wise here while you were?
Yeah, I missed a lot of I missed the last one, so I have
booty
stacks and stacks of art. Got your Sailor Moon.
That
always making an appearance.
Big one.
Yeah, that one's gonna go for big dollars.
I'm gonna have a shirt like this made for Gary. I know he wants to tease the anime nuts. Got your Man God.
You gotta color it though and give him a tan line.
Yeah. Oh, and check this out. Not Man God, but the guy you did was the
Zemnu.
Zemnu. I was checking out. I was just looking through. I remember I was like, man, I've seen him somewhere. He's in She-Hulk.
Oh yeah, that's right. Byrne brought him in there. Yeah.
Yeah, he shows up like toward the end. Let me see. Where is he? Zemnu.
Come on, man.
We're wasting time.
You're just.
Oh my God. I'm holding up the show.
Well, It's that.
There he
That's
is.
fine.
Haha. And not only that, but it's Zimnu in John Byrne's Rob Liefeld style.
Oh, was he doing Liefeld?
Yeah, he's doing. They're like he's parodying Liefeld style. He's got the little feet. He thinks he's making a joke, but I'm like, John, I like this. You know,
you nailed it, man. Nailed it.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. There he is, Zimnu.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
chicken butt, John Byrne via via Rob Liefeld.
Wow.
Look at those lines. He thinks he's
tell you.
crafty. I'm like, hey, John, you'd probably do really well with that.
Yeah, that's not a take the money and run gig.
Was there anyone that Byrne did not insult in his comic books at some point?
Did
He went
insult?
after Jim Shooter, didn't he? And when he was working on that DC stuff, he created a villain that looked like Jim Shooter.
Look at this, John Byrne doing Frank Miller.
Oh, see, look at that.
I like this period. Oh, look, Wendy Peeney.
So he's
Doing
basically
What's that? Hold on a sec. What's that pose? That come and get it pose?
Wait, which one? This one here?
She-Hulk.
Oh, I don't know where she come and get it pose.
Never mind.
Oh, this one here.
I think
Yeah.
he's
Look at those abs. Oh my God. Oh, you probably can't see them. Great abs on this
I
one.
can see it. I'm not.
Right
I
back.
was
Hold
not
on.
looking at the
Let me get it
abs.
focused. Yeah, I like.
Can you,
Actually,
can you have abs like that when you're bent over? Doesn't
I know. Yeah, you would have some kind of fat roll, even the
right? Exactly.
yeah, like zero. I think this is actually Wendy Peeney though, because we have Simonson
Okay.
and we got Howard Chaykin and I forget
Oh, so
who
they
this
actually
is.
were. He wasn't just riffing them; they were actually guest starred in the.
Well,
issue.
this issue, I believe so, because you got Adam Hughes in here. Did a 2-pager actually.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah. Look at that. What issue was this? I can't even. I don't remember this.
This one, yeah, right toward the end of this series, he would have Renee Witterstatter like popping up, and they're like discussing the issue. So it's like, oh, they're definitely out of ideas because they're. And this might actually be Frank Miller. He's not riffing on Frank actually. What issue is this? Let's see. Okay, number 50. Yeah,
Oh, so this
great
is
cover.
Is this the last issue? I
Oh,
think
it
it
might
was.
be. You're right. This might
Gary
be
and
the last,
Gary and
Oh,
I
no,
were
no, no.
supposed to take over.
last John Byrne one, because the one after this is.
Well, right. I was supposed to
Todd
take over
Clayton.
this book.
Oh, really?
51. Yeah, me and Gary were, and
Oh, that would have been excellent.
John Romita next it. So
Oh, bummer. That would have been great. Oh, look, you can actually see what he ripped off. I was doing this shot. Pretty funny. Yeah, I remember going to the store and I was just buying a bunch of random stuff. I'm like, oh, let me get this. And the store owner was like, She-Hulk? He was like insulting me. He was like, really? That's
Did
what
he
you want?
know? Did he know you were professional?
No. I never tell anybody.
I was gonna say, if he knew you were professional, he would have,
He maybe changed his tune.
Yeah, I'll take another look at that.
I think he was a little not that he was woke, but he was definitely into like new stuff. He was like, "Here, try some Jonathan Hickman or something," And I'm like, I don't know all these new guys. I'm like, I just wanted some John Byrne.
that's all right. Yeah, just
You know,
leave me
I look
alone,
at-
man.
Yeah, I like some John Byrne every now
He's
and
trying to
then.
discourage you from buying product from him. Makes no sense.
But yeah,
All right,
I'm definitely
flip
ready.
through the rest
for-
of those. Flip through the rest of
Oh,
those.
okay, yeah, you got your Mangog, got your Sauron, right?
Yeah.
This was for the new year. I totally forgot we did this.
Slide down a little bit so we can see. I can't
Oh,
see
my
your
bad.
face. There you
Yeah,
go.
let me zoom out a little.
Oh
bit.
my gosh, I remember this.
It seems like such a long time ago.
Well, yeah, it was. It was.
It was. There's
January 1st or something. Yeah.
my first attempt at Silverhawks, and then my second attempt, not much better, but it's okay.
At least you don't have the diversity rainbow in the background.
This one I still have to
Classic.
mail out, so this one's not going to be an auction.
Oh, see.
Maybe I'll
such
do a replacement.
Yeah.
Got your Space Ghost.
Right.
Almost call him Space Hawk. I don't know why.
You got a hawk on the mind.
Yeah. Got your Red Sonja. right? Yeah. Cold Miser, right? Freeze Miser.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Yeah. It's Heat Miser and Cold Miser. Yeah.
Yeah, I almost forgot about this one entirely.
It's Snow
too.
Miser. It's Snow Miser.
This one might be my favorite one. I don't know. Somebody had to be a bid pretty high. I might have to keep this one. I did it with gouache, and I was like, whoa.
The colors on that are amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I was kind of shocked myself. I was like, that ain't bad. Never would have thought.
Well, there you go. There's some. Wait, did you add that wolf later? I can't even remember.
No. I did that on the show.
Okay.
A silhouette. It was easy.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Creeper. I was going to say Crazo. I don't know why Crazo.
We all know Crazo is. It's one of my favorites.
Crazo. Okay. There's a new character.
Have you decided on a style for Shank yet? It seems like every time you show a drawing of him, he looks different.
Yeah, I'm going through a bit of personality disorder, I think, where I'm going to settle on just what it is I do, because I'm like I get caught up in like, is this cool enough? Maybe I could do cooler. But no, I'm just gonna. And actually, the other day I was thinking I need to approach it just like we do this show, because but it's really hard when you're on your own. It's great on a show. I mean, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, a page, you got a lot of panels. It's going to take longer by virtue of just having more images to draw. But I'm like, damn, what I could do in 2 hours ain't that bad. And it's natural because I have no time to second guess anything. It's definitely going to be whatever comes out of my soul. So, might need to go that direction just, by virtue of keeping it real.
Okay. Speaking of keeping it real, let me address the chat here real quick. We're so far behind on our chat people. Leg Kick is here because Leg Kick, of course, is almost always here. He says, support the channel, take Aaron's abuse. I highly recommend it. You guys hit that like and subscribe and the notifications button and all that good stuff. If you haven't yet, we'd appreciate it. Nomadaman, let's says Leg Kick is always first. He gives him his respect. Pete Tui, Haldir 6480, man, there's some interesting names. Frank Leo Zero from he says good day everyone. He's from down under Australia. Nice. Thanks for joining us, man. Oh, look, David Brohawk Williams, he's in the chat. He's not on the show, but he's in the chat. Prater 7 is here. Dan the Pizza Man Genovese, Unhinged, spreading love as he always does. Repairman Jack, ahoy David, Aaron, Kelsey and Gary, hail Comicsgate. Of course, he's gonna have to remove David from that greeting. Deer Man is here, Blackjack, Duck Bacon, hail Lopresti, hail David Williams, who's not here, hail Kelsey, hail Master Martin, hail chat. Creative Faye is here. Good to see you. This will be a fun one, she says. Especially, she's hoping, I think, for the elf prostitutes. So we'll see. Jimmy Reyes Art is here. Jimmy, of course, has Dragon Rage on Indiegogo. If you guys want to go check that campaign out. Duck Bacon, I already said him. Marcus Killigrew made it. Siege Perilous is here. Dan Genovese says, your beard may not be gray enough, Jimmy, but you're still old enough to join the club. Zaid Comics, that's Phil Diaz, is here. He's excited about Wizards. Chimera is here. Fairy Hookers from the movie being drawn. There's the Fairy Hooker. Sequential Treasures, James, thanks for joining us. James and I, of course, will be not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday, we'll be doing Comic Art Convo, 4 o'clock Pacific time. You want to check that out. Comic Borgs is here. Citizen Ronan, James Murphy, Jay Martinez is here. Thanks for joining us, GJ. Henry Jeremick, Christina Lynn, of course, she's spitting on floor walls is prohibited. Kelsey, I think that's more directed at you than me. But Ruby Jade 90, Evil One is here. Custom God is here. Joshua Lamb. He says, I confess I've never seen Wizards.
Oh, wow.
Henry Jeremick, Kelsey, can we please see your Mangog from last stream? You just showed it. Yeah. It's still black and white, right? He said it was.
Yeah.
I wanted to know if it was colored or if you finished it. No. I thought you finished it on the stream last time, didn't you?
Well, no, I wasn't going to do color because I was going to use a lot of whiteout and stuff. So, yeah, I was using a lot of whiteout, and that doesn't handle paint very well, but I got a new giant thing of poster paint like the kids use.
Right out of the dollar store, ready
Apple
for
barrel.
use.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, if it works, I'll have it forever. And then I also, just in case, got the old-fashioned white out ready to go.
Forever is right.
He's got everything. David Brohawk Williams says, my ears are burning. Indeed, they should be. Hidden Hand Media is here chanting Kelsey, Kelsey, Kelsey.
All right.
So you do have at least one supporter there in the Mayako Movies is here. Let's see. Brian Norton. He says, I can finally catch this live. We're glad you're here, Brian. Comic Borgs is here. Let's see. David Williams says Aaron will come in 9th place, even though I'm not there. Just saying. I don't think that's how it's going to roll. I just don't.
Who's coming in 8th place? That's what
I was hoping for 7th, really. Ryo Stew is here. Mad Socks is here. My homie Ellie Munoz, Hidden Hand Media, Prater 7. My goodness. Look at Siege. I already said Siege. Bill Weist is here. When is the auction? It is next week, Bill.
Oh, nice.
Next, right after the show, we'll go right into the auction, and we'll let you guys have a crack at some of this good art that you've been seeing us create. MPC Oasis is here. Bearwolf 13, Jetto Jaga, Justin Side, Tarks 9, all the way from Canada. Mr. K. I think I got everybody. Thank you guys all for joining us, and now we will do our best to draw legible pictures. But first, if I may, you'll notice my name, Aaron. I wish I was Frazetta Lepresti. I've been going through this sort of. I'm hit the Frazetta stage again, and I came up with this just last night. Let me go live large here for a minute.
You mean you wish you were Frazetta when he was alive?
Yes. Although there is times when I wish. It might be kind of peaceful to be dead right now.
Did you just do this, Aaron?
Last night.
That is awesome.
How long did that take you? 2 hours?
Probably not quite that long. Maybe an hour and a half.
That is
Aaron's
awesome.
fast. Aaron's really fast, especially when he doesn't read the script. He can just fly right through it.
That's right. That is Jaguar God, of course, from Erotic.
Aaron, it's clearly you, but you also captured Frazetta's, magic as well. I think that's a cool piece.
Well, thank you very much.
I mean, honestly, we should have had Fire and Ice in this list, man, because then you would have gotten your.
Well, that would have been Dark Wolf.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I mean in this competition instead of Wizards, I heard a lot of people. It's like Fire and Ice. What happened to that one? That's got to go on the list for maybe next time.
I'll tell you why I didn't do it is because I didn't think they had enough characters in the film that we had a variety to. But I guess there's cavemen and there was.
I was thinking it's because we just did a Frazetta episode, so it's kind of like a little redundant.
Right, and I thought Neverending Story had a ton of characters, so I thought that would be a good one to throw in there. All right, so I did this a couple nights ago, a little Conan action there with a.
Oh, far out.
What's the junior high placement of the blood. You gotta have lots of blood, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I started this one.
You've been busy, man.
I did the doggone it, the Jaguar God night before last. The last night I was working on this and decided to crash and burn before I inked it, but I'll ink that tonight.
Probably a good idea.
Might even color it. So there you go. So I've got my Frazetta fever going again.
Phil is saying, didn't Beasley do some Jaguar God? As if you don't know.
Yeah. Did he do the interiors on those? I know.
Yeah, he did. At least one of them.
Okay, I'll have to check that out then. I know he did the Death Dealer stuff. Okay, Gary, now check this out. Speaking of She-Hulk, and this is just happenstance. We didn't plan this, but I just came across this. This was like
wow,
the drawing that to show him that we could do She-Hulk, and this was 1992. So that's Gary Martin inking me doing She-Hulk.
Not only did I forget about inking that, I had to look down at the signatures to see who inked it. But now that I'm looking at it, I remember it.
What's going on with her costume there? Is that see-through? Shame on you. What's going
No,
on there?
well, no, she has like a little diamond window thing.
I mean,
going
a
on.
little south.
not what he's talking
about.
Oh, you're going down here? I don't know. Gary put some shading
no,
in
no,
there.
no,
It's like Gary's fault.
I don't know what that is. But then when they decided to say, no, you're not ready for She-Hulk, and then Malibu came calling and doubled my page rate. And so we went to Malibu. So Gary and I had this project that we never, I think they went under before we finished it. But if you remember this, Gary, this was, it might even have been your idea. Remember there was like that gigantic fold out comic that it was just one big fold out poster.
Yeah.
It was like 22 pages, but it was all connected and just folded out like an accordion.
Right.
And you had all the villains fighting all the heroes from, and this was going to be the cover, I think.
Okay, I completely forgot about that too. I
This
forgot
is not
we
that-
did a cover. Yeah.
This is not the Wednesday comics thing. There was something else like that.
No, we were talking about Steranko's 4-page fold out in Nick Fury, where you had to get 2 comics and open them up and put them together. It's like, well, what if we did a whole story like that?
Oh, I like that idea.
And they signed off on it, and we started working on it, and then they pulled the plug on the company.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've got a few of those pages laying around here, but
Is it your own IP?
No, it's their characters. It was just
okay.
the concept of doing this accordion comic. And like I said, it might have been Gary's idea. I can't remember. We were sitting around talking about
because we were talking about the Steranko thing. I think we were driving to lunch or something, and we were talking about that Steranko 4-page spread. And it's like, why can't we do that in like just one comic in 22 pages of fold out? I mean,
why couldn't you do it? You could do it now.
To make comics fun, it's just, but they wanted it, to be a story, and they wanted, so we had to come up with some lame concept of why it's a splash page and, all that.
Yeah.
But they did, to their credit, they did say, okay.
And, until they said no.
Right. Exactly.
Well, until they ran out of money. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's no reason why you guys couldn't do that now. Use your own IP, do a sweet, like one-off special, gatefold version of something. It might be fun.
That could be a real pain in the butt.
Yeah,
that's true.
To handle the printing and stuff on that.
It would
That's one of those things where an artist goes, yeah, this is a great idea. You draw it and you give it to somebody else, let them worry about how it's actually going to work.
Yeah.
Art of Roy says, don't think Biz did Jaguar God. He says, I know Liam Sharp did, and maybe Frank Tehran.
I can find out right now. I got a nice little file of Biz.
There you go.
I think I did the first issue and Liam Sharp took over after that, but I could be wrong.
GJ Martinez says, who are those characters? They were villains from the Ultiverse. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'd have to go look them up. Villains. Why does Aaron get to keep the art?
Hey, that's right, Evil One.
Shut up.
Expecting my share.
Shut up. Honestly, I think. Honestly, I want to say, I honestly don't know why I have the art, but
didn't we think about actually finishing it at one? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, because I've got a couple penciled pages, and I think like they're partially inked or something. I'd have to go dig through my stuff. I think I
inked one double page spread.
Yeah, it seems like you did, because it had like a hard case on it, and some of the other, I can't remember who was on it, but I do remember that kind of big shot of hard case.
I think it was the middle with Prime on one side, and I can't remember who else, but it was, and I've completely forgotten about that cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'll check and see if I think I've got some more of this laying around someplace, but I was just going.
I know you did the layout. Do you have the layout? There's something you can dig up. You laid out the whole 22 pages.
Yeah, that's right. We had that. Yeah, but I
would love to
see that.
I don't know.
See that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got.
That's your homework.
Okay.
Next week is to
well,
find
I've got.
layout.
You know what I've got? I've got FedEx boxes full of old Xeroxes.
Okay. You'll never find it then.
This was prior to us having scanners and things.
Yeah.
So we had to make Xerox copies of everything. So I know I have 1 or 2 originals from that, but I may have the entire thing in Xerox. But I'll have to. I got a couple FedEx boxes I'd have to go through. But if I can squeeze the time out, I'll see what I can find out for next week.
I would love to see that layout again.
So would I. Now that I'm thinking about it. All right, Gary. So what do we got here? Oh, look at that.
Holy moly.
Well, Monday, Kelsey was talking smack about his brushing
As usual.
game. Whoops, wrong one. And so I just wanted to throw down. This is
my brush slinging. Yeah.
This is my Rudy Nebris.
I was trying to make you proud.
Man, is this piece a commission that I want to say Laura Martin owns this?
I don't know who owns it. I just did it. It was not a commission. I just did it and then put it up for sale. Golly, but it's this is all brush.
I may be mistaken because when Rudy does these, they all look very similar. But
he did a bunch of them. Like they were just pinups that he did, and the compositions were similar.
Laura Martin has a similar one to this. It's really cool. We're used to it.
In my face.
In your face, Kelsey.
So this one.
I think that was hard. Come on.
This
all right,
one,
wait until we get to coloring, pal, in your face.
Yeah. This is a commission that I just finished. Not this. This is the original.
That's the original. That's Adam's original, right?
Right. And someone said, "Can you recreate this?" And I was showing some of my pencils of my own pieces, and I wanted to show the difference when I do a recreation, the process. So this is the piece that I started with. I didn't have a black and white, inked version of this, and Adam knocks out a lot of the black line in color.
Right.
And so I kind of had to choose what to make black. And so as you can see in the pencils, I draw everything on a recreation. I draw all the feathering lines and, literally everything. I don't do that when I'm inking my own stuff, but on a recreation, I'm not trying to do my version of this piece. I'm trying to mimic it as best I can.
Right.
So you didn't worry about those lines that he knocked out, right? You were just trying to let me.
I decided which ones I wanted to do, which ones I was, because I didn't know. I was assuming the mountains that are purple.
Oh yeah, right.
Was black originally.
Even on her skin, if you look at those skin tones, those are all black.
Probably
black and white.
Right.
Oh, really?
On her thighs and stuff, that's all black.
Yeah, but I chose not to do that.
Yeah, it's a little much. It looks much better like this, I think.
Yeah, but because he knew, when he was doing it, he knew they were going to be in color.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I made some choices. This is my version.
Ooh.
So I did the purple mountains behind in a gray wash, and then everything else is black.
Nice.
That lion that Adam drew is amazing.
Yeah.
I love all the little the lines that he leaves out to create that volume, right around the edges, like where the knuckle bends, leave that space. That used to drive colorists crazy. I would do that and I'd have colorists and be like, they'd fill in the gaps. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Instead of continuing it.
Yeah.
And then that one is just like straightforward inking. This one I did a while ago, another Adam Hughes recreation. It was a cross-hatching exercise for me. When Adam cross-hatches, he does it so tiny with these little needle lines.
Yeah.
And then when it's reproduced, it's usually colored and you can't even see it. But if you get a chance to see some of his originals, that's when it shows up. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I would never normally cross-hatch this tight.
Dude, to me, those jeans, they look like Robert Crumb. That just, the minute I saw that, I said, that looks like Crumb to me. And I don't mean that as insulting. I just mean
the technique.
Yeah, it just has that feel to it.
Yeah, but it's just, he's just doing gray tones, but the patterns are really well thought out. And when you pull back, it just reads as gray tone.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this in black and white. I was going to ask you if like on her breast there, where you got the underlighting and then the main lighting to create the volume of the sphere, was that in his original?
Yeah, that was
bulbous.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to put it as delicately as possible.
Yeah. No, I didn't. adjust this at all. This was in the original.
Oh wow.
I love how he does his hair, where he uses the highlights just to create the shapes and stuff, and very cool.
Yeah, it's almost, you know, like a graphic choice rather than going for a realistic texture.
Yeah.
How do you think you would have enjoyed inking Adam for a bit? Or you think it's like a little too structured or
No, I would have
specific?
enjoyed doing it. I wouldn't have enjoyed putting it out there because there would have been too much pressure. I mean,
Oh, okay.
you know, with Adam, it's like, you ruined it. Yeah. So
Splatbag says that's not cross hatching, it's looming.
Yeah.
So I'm creating these jeans from fabric. Is that?
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Look at that cool
cross hatching was
Spider-Man mask.
if that cross hatching was a little closer, it would be a weave. Yeah.
But you know, again, when it's colored and you see it from a distance, it just all, you know, falls into place. So that's what I've been working on this week.
Man. Yeah, you guys have been inspiring me. I've been thinking about trying to apply more, create more of a grayscale in the art, you know, and not leave so much for the color. Like do a finished feel in inks, then, you know, go from there. But it make the, you know, the inks as thorough as possible, because I'm loving seeing just how the gray works. I mean, it just feels so good. I mean, it looks great to the eye.
Seems and it's just like
it all in.
Using Zipatone on some of the 4-color comics where they didn't have gray.
Right.
And
you do that, you better
Zipatone as a color was always very striking.
If you do that, you better be coloring it yourself, or hope you have a really good color.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Probably half the time that I did that, where I left a note to the colorist saying, please leave this gray, they would color it anyway.
Right.
I'm serious.
Well, and stuff like that, you can literally lay flat color down over the top of it, and maybe a little highlights here and there, and you're done, because the values, the grayscales are already there.
Yep.
So you don't need to do it in the color, and that's what they do, is they do it in the color over the top of that gray, and it just, everything gets muddy, and it's just horrible. It just drives me nuts. I tell you.
Yeah.
Let the art do the value. You know, it's like when you start using black in the color, the K value. I'm like, no, the inks are the darkest value.
Right.
It should never go darker than that, or try even get close.
No, I mean, those mistakes get made all the time, and you know, when I was working for DC or Marvel, I would never look at the finished, almost never look at the finished printed comic, because I was never happy with. Brian Miller did some nice stuff on my early issues of Justice League, and Brad Anderson did great work on Wonder Woman, the first few issues of Wonder Woman I did. But it's like a lot of times I would just never look, because I was never happy with, you know, how the final colors came out.
Except when you're at a show and somebody brings up a comic for you to autograph, and you know he's forced to look at it.
Yeah. Well, you never opened it up, right? You just signed the cover and hand it back.
When was that? Was that? I remember. I feel like I remember that. I remember Dodson doing a run on Wonder Woman. Was it around that time or before that?
Well, he did. I followed him on Wonder Woman.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Yeah, I was picking it up back then. Yeah, actually, I dug all that stuff. Yeah, back in the day.
What was that?
Man, that was like 15 years ago. It's remarkable to even say that, but it's true. All righty. Well,
yeah, we've delayed long enough.
It's time to. Okay, so Kelsey, tell me what you're doing, because I don't want to do what you're doing.
Well, I'm going to do a riff on at first, in the middle. I'm going to do a riff on the poster, but you know, with Peace writing the lizard thing.
Yeah,
I had done a recreation of that a while back where I did my own take on it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm doing my own.
Fresh in your mind. Yeah, you've already got it played out. Laid out in your head. So.
Well, I'll tell you the rest. I'm going to have. It's going to be like a little mini poster. I'm going to have the I forget her name, but the fairy girl laying on the hill. I'm going to have some of those little gas mask baddies.
Oh yeah, those guys are cool.
Yeah, those guys are fun. I really wanted to throw them in there, and whatever else I can slip in. Maybe the two brothers, the wizards, the actual namesake of the damn movie. Maybe
basically, you're drawing. So basically, you're going to draw every single character in the movie, which leaves you with nothing.
We'll see.
All right.
I might just get the middle done. We'll see.
That gas mask thing was Bakshi'S predicting the future with this whole COVID thing.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
So I don't know if there's one of those you want to draw. I can leave one out. If you want to draw the wizard, I can see you doing the evil wizard, doing a bang up job on that, because he's got the long beard and the bone arms and things like that.
Well, the thing is, I kind of was like, man, everybody wants to do Peace, right? Because he's the cool character, but
we can share.
No. If you're doing Peace, I'll go ahead and do Black Wolf, and
you do Peace, I'll do War.
I could see Aaron. I could see the wizard being the pimp, and with all the fairy problems around him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I could see you rocking some of them fairy. I keep wanting to say some horrible things. I'm not going to keep it clean.
Fairy sporting women.
Yeah, dude, you could rock those fairy hookers, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what was your guys' reaction when you first saw that film? I mean, did you see it when it came out, or did you catch it like later in life? I mean, Kelsey, you would have caught it later in life. I know because you're younger, but like, do you remember? I went and saw it at this is what I'm talking about. I went and saw it at it was 1980, I think I saw it. So it was, it had been out for 3 years before I actually saw it, because I was 16. And I went with a friend of mine. We went to the Aloha Theater, Gary. I don't know if you remember that out there in Aloha. It was kind of a second.
What year was this?
1980.
Yeah, okay. I was in New York at that time.
Oh, okay. So I went and saw this with a friend of mine, and it blew me away because it was the first cartoon or animated film I ever saw that had like blood and swearing in it.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing to see an animated film with that going on in it. And I have always liked the movie because I wanted to like it, but I don't think it's really that good. And of course, I love the Stout poster. I've got it around here someplace. I actually have the movie poster.
The Stout poster is like 90% of it, to be honest.
Yes. Yeah, that poster, you're like, I got to go see this movie. I don't care if it's any good or not.
Exactly. The Stout poster is what got me in the theater. Yeah, and the Plug storyboards is what got me.
Yeah, that whole opener with the Plug stuff, so good.
Yeah, great.
I love that woman's voice too at the beginning. That narrator.
Yeah, it's kind of raspy, or not raspy, but I don't know.
Somebody famous, at least at that time. I don't remember her name, but I guess that would be easy to look up. I'm already got reference up. Wizards 1977. Eleanor is that fairy girl's name, right?
The kind of chubby, well-endowed.
Susan Tyrrell is the narrator. I don't know that name now. Oh well.
So you're saying maybe you knew it at one point, but now you don't know it?
Well, no, I felt like I knew. I've seen her in the movie.
What are you saying?
The voice. Talking about the voice.
Yeah, I know who she. I know on which you're referring to, but he said it was like a famous actress, and then he said who it was. No, he can't. He never heard of
Ralph Bakshi might have said that. I don't.
He can't be that famous.
I don't know what I'm saying on these streams. It's just stream of consciousness. I'm just saying words to fill space. I like whatever that movie was, whatever that was.
Oh my god! Yeah, you know that movie, that thing, whatever it was.
So I like that disclaimer. We say that at the beginning of every broadcast. We don't know what we're saying.
We're not responsible.
Stream of consciousness. We're not responsible.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can't be held responsible.
We're not responsible for what you're about to hear or see.
I mean, I tell you what. When I saw this movie, I was already. I'd already seen Heavy Metal, the movie. I mean, I didn't see it in 1980. I probably saw it a little bit later, probably 1987-ish. But I'd already seen Heavy Metal, the movie, Watership Down.
Watership Down was really good.
Yeah, but it's horrifying. Talk about blood, man. They're eating each other in that thing, man. It was hardcore. The movies back then, kids movies in the 70s and early 80s, they weren't for children.
Well, like, wasn't it like the 70s was like the first decade of doom and gloom, you know? And then we had the 80s, the Reagan years, where everybody was like, yeah, everything's great, blah, blah, blah. And then it's been doom and gloom ever since. Oh, well.
I don't know, man. You can say what you want about the Clinton era, but
actually,
I remember saxophones and money in my pocket. That's all I remember.
No, that's true. That's true.
Kelsey, you had saxophones in your pocket?
Yeah, I did.
Those are some pretty big jeans you were wearing back
Are you just glad to see me?
Yeah, you got a saxophone in your pocket, or you just glad to see me? Oh, that's like the ultimate compliment, isn't it?
Is that a saxophone in your pocket? Yeah, I just I was already kind of into, like, I'd seen Conan. I saw Conan in the theater, so, which my mom still regrets taking me to, because she's like, as soon as his mom's head got cut off, I was like, why am I here with my young son? Why are we watching this?
No, and that scene changed your life.
I loved it. I loved every minute of it, every second of that film. I was like so into it. I don't even remember. When did that movie come out?
1980.
That was 1980. I was 5 years old.
What the heck are you doing at Conan at 5 years old?
Ask my mother.
I'm gonna have a conversation with your mom about this. What the heck?
Yeah.
My mom wouldn't let me see Jaws, which was rated PG, when I was it came out was 75, so I would have been 9 years old. Everybody in the neighborhood saw it except me. And I was so pissed because they were all, it was so great, and all they do is talk about it. And I was like, I had no idea what they're talking about. It. My mom said, "No, you're gonna have nightmares. You can't go see it." I'm like,
Aaron, you're getting some questions in the chat. I'll read some of them off. Justin Inside is asking how Shelly's doing.
yeah. She had thumb surgery last Friday, and they basically had an arthritic condition in her thumb, and so they removed like this small bone and replaced it with tendon and stuff. So when it heals, it should, relieve this pain she's been having. Unfortunately, it takes like 6 to 12 weeks for the pain to go away from the surgery. So it's like she's like walking around going, my arm hurts, so, but she's managing.
Okay.
We got a $5 super chat from Anonymity 2T. Thank you so much for that. When Kelsey has a minute, can you ask him to check if I'm blocked on his channel? I can't chat or super chat.
Well, no, I'll take a look.
Send me another super chat and I'll check for you. See if it comes through.
Yeah, I didn't see you. If you'd have mentioned that in my chat today, I guess if you couldn't chat, I guess you couldn't tell me, but I'll take a look. Sorry. I don't have anybody blocked, so one of the other mods must have done that.
Hidden Hand Media is asking Aaron what paper you're using for those Frazetta drawings.
I have a 9x12 pad of what is it? This right here, I'm doing this Black Wolf on is watercolor paper from a pad, so it's not really heavily textured, but it's pretty thick, so it'll hold up to if I can get to the point where I'm actually putting color on it. This is this paint on white mixed media paper 9x12 from Claire Fontaine.
So that's heavier weight than just like a sketch pad.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it's got some heft to it.
Yeah.
What other paper do you have? Show us. What do you got?
As Kelsey moves into the lead. This is the Blick watercolor pad that I'm using today. It's 11x15 actually. That's odd. Why is it 11x15? It's 11x14. Anyway, it's 140 pound, and it's cold pressed, but it's not really that textured. It's actually pretty nice. It's not slick, but it's not, how some watercolor paper is really porous. This has got texture on it, but it's not out of control.
Okay.
It's still. David calling me.
Anonymity says it still charges him even though it doesn't show up. That's messed
Wow,
up.
that sucks. No, but that means no one gets the money except YouTube. David Williams is on the phone. David, what's up?
Check your Twitter.
Check my Twitter.
Uh-oh.
Look at, I'm trying to draw here. I'm just getting farther behind as Kelsey's like almost done. I mean,
is he trash talking on Twitter while he's not here?
No. He sent me a photo. Let's see. Oh, so you want me to share these?
Yeah.
All right. This is him proving that he's working on stuff, I guess.
Oh, okay.
All right. Oh, he hung up on me.
Just do the work.
SOB. So as I'm downloading these pictures showing what David's working on, Kelsey is racing to a huge lead.
This is the easy part, though.
I was gonna say, did you team up with David to like distract me so that?
What? No. Wherever would you get that?
What are you talking about? Why would you think that? Okay, let me start showing some of this. I don't know why I'm pimping David's art when he can't even bother to show up on the show. I don't know why this is blue, but it looks kind of cool because I know the original's white.
It's just probably the lighting in the studio.
So he has colored lighting in his studio.
Well, I mean, it's just he's taking a photo of it.
That doesn't look like
It's not a
Wizards.
scan.
Yeah, it's like this doesn't look like Wizards at all. I don't get it. No, this is the big. There it is. This is the big project that David's working on that has taken precedent over the show today. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm not trying to make a point or anything. I'm just saying. That. All right, now this is a. There you go. So you get all the Scarecrow up there and Mad Hatter up there, Riddler, Ra's al Ghul. That's like the fun Harley Quinn he drew instead of the trashy Harley Quinn.
I'm not even looking. Sorry.
See, look at that. He's just, I am taking all the time to show this, and Kelsey's just grinding away. How much time we got? I'm almost done. Aaron.
Like a true professional.
Got a stick figure going. There you go. So, yeah.
You got to learn how to avoid distractions, Aaron. It's part of the game.
Well, when I got you and David working in tandem against me, it's
it must be instinct because I haven't talked to David in a minute. So
yeah, it was like actually 2 minutes ago I talked to him. Said,
yeah, literally a minute. Yeah,
it was literally a minute ago. Oh, wait a minute. Anonymity 2T. My gosh, he's throwing money at me like it's made. What are they growing on trees? Thank you so much. YouTube says the message is unsent, but still somehow charges me. Here's another chat. Go check. Yeah, Kelsey, go check.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna work. I'll have to do it right. I'll do it after this, or at least when I get a little further along, I'll do it. Remind me in a bit with another super chat.
Art Vandelay, I am from southern Spain. I confirm it. Sun gets crazier. 2 people die of skin cancer per week only in my city. Light-complected people shouldn't live this far south. Flipping dangerous. There you go. Stay out of Spain, apparently, unless you want to get really sunburned. Zaid Comics, that's Phil Diaz for $5. Thank you, Phil. Hey, thanks for all the shout-outs this year for our work. P.S. Just talked to Bisley today, and it was odd, Aaron. He never mentioned your name.
Wow, that is strange.
Yeah, well, if you didn't bring me up, the only thing I'm concerned about is that if you said, "Yeah, I was talking to Aaron Lopresti," and he'd go, "Who?" Then that would be typical of my Kelsey.
Wouldn't have been
Henry
something
Jeremick
else.
says Kelsey holds his pencil like Gene Colan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Got that
so
Gene Colan energy.
There you
Is
go.
that a backhanded compliment?
Yeah, I hope not.
No. I like Gene Colan.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean in terms of Kelsey, that's the only thing you can do is hold your pencil.
No, I mean you start like this, you get to kind of rough so that you can see it all together.
If you don't do your detailed weren't holding it like that.
Yeah, no. Well, no, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like, you know, it's still like sloppy. And there's not, it's just very, very loose gestural kind of things going on, you know, just to get the proportions and everything right. But, get a focus here. Focus. But like, you know, you see some of these guys like Proco. I don't know if you know that guy. He's like, fine art. He teaches art. Sometimes we'll have guys like David Finch on there showing off stuff, or Ryan Benjamin for comic book stuff. But I mean, he's that kind of guy that, you know, he's just like, you know, and then like, and then it's like suddenly like this amazing like life drawing right in front of you, and you're like, what the hell? You know, like,
Yeah, I saw a demo years ago from Bern Hogarth. He was drawing on 24 by 36 newsprint with a pastel crayon, and that's how he was holding it, like using the side of it. And
yeah, you could tell it would.
Huge broad strokes, and
yeah, you'll have those.
You couldn't
like,
tell what he was doing. Yeah, you couldn't tell what he was doing until, you know, like the last couple of minutes, and then it was just this masterpiece.
This
Look
was
at David talking trash, and shouldn't you be working? Like,
yeah, really, man. You got time to type. You got time to be on this show.
yeah.
See, it's all just a charade with David. It's just,
I'm gonna get in my car. I'm gonna pay you a visit here in a minute. Drag you out here. Get out here. With gold bricking is
there you go.
That's what Baron always tells me. He's
Quick
like, show me some
brick.
pages, you gold bricker. You know? I'm working on it.
Or do you have Jack Kirby as your art teacher? Gold bricker.
Yeah. Well, you know, they were pals back in the day. All right, let's get serious here. Enough of this tomfoolery.
I'm trying to figure out this guy's this wizard, dude, the good guy wizard, his clothing. He's got a vest on, but he's got kind of like a skirt thing, like a the heck. He has a vest over his dress. I guess that's like his wizard outfit, right?
Yeah. Just dress. No judgments.
So, yeah, this movie, I didn't think, like the showdown between who's the good wizard's name? Does anybody remember?
When's the last time you saw this film, Aaron?
I own it.
No, it's been probably a couple of years.
And you remember plot details?
Dude, I've seen it like 10 times.
Okay.
Wow, for someone who doesn't really like it all that much. He's seen it a lot.
After I haven't seen it for a while, I'm like, I should go back and watch that. Maybe it's better than I remember. And, you know, it's not.
Oh, yeah, Paul Harley's got it. It's Avatar, right?
Yeah, Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the bad one. What did you say the bad one? You had his name. What was
Black
the bad
Hole.
one? Yeah.
Black Hole. Yeah, I remembered that. But look at Avatar. He's got like little cartoon gloves on. Why does he have gloves on? Like like Mickey Mouse gloves or something.
I'm pretty sure it's so that they. Oh, you're saying Avatar though? You're saying Black Wolf.
No, Avatar's got gloves on.
Okay. I was thinking Black Wolf has gloves if he does to keep from having to draw skeleton hands the whole time.
Right. No, I agree with that. But I'm not sure why Avatar would, why would he be wearing Mickey Mouse gloves? He would be,
I don't know. It's just Cheech Wizard. I mean, right?
Well, that's exactly what I was going to bring that up. Isn't this just Von Baudet ripoff stuff? I mean,
oh yeah. Wasn't Von Baudet did he like this, or I don't think he signed off on this, did he?
No, I think he was pissed, but I don't know that for sure. Maybe
Ralph
it's
Bakshi.
wishful thinking.
Ralph Bakshi's managed to piss off Von Baudet. Who were you saying earlier with the Fritz the Cat? What's his name?
Yeah, Robert Crumb.
Yeah, Crumb. He pissed him off.
Well, but Crumb at least had to have. I mean, he didn't make that movie without Crumb's permission. He couldn't have.
No, he actually paid Crumb for it. That's what Bakshi's saying. He's like, I don't know what his problem was. He got like $500,000 for that or whatever he's saying. You know?
Well, so yeah, but so Crumb just didn't like his portrayal of the material, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Bakshi, he's fun, man. He's there's an episode of Ren and Stimpy that he shows up in because he's a lot of those underground animator types. Everybody knows who Bakshi is, but he shows up as like a fireman in an episode called Fire Dogs. I think that's the episode, and he's hilarious. You can he's as nuts as you would expect.
Well,
he's got like a lisp. He talks like this.
You're getting some praise from the chat. I thought I'd read some of these. Luffy is God is saying, after all the CG drama, this is becoming my favorite CG show. You draw for the fans, and it's out of love for pop culture and comics. Oh, and I like that Aaron never wins. Comma.
What?
Ever, Aaron.
What?
I thought you won every show.
I never win.
According to Luffy.
This is a revelation.
It is, and with every revolution, there comes casualties.
Revelation.
Revelation.
Yeah, here you go, Luffy. Here you go, Luffy.
Aaron world, it's a revolution.
Yeah. What a revelation. You're right. It's a revolution. I'm getting
evil one for $2. Remember the Nazi scene? Well, yeah, because he was Black Wolf was like he was using the Nazis as inspiration for his conquest of the world, right?
Yeah, I think he found the old film and he was using the propaganda to basically proselytize to all his thugs, and get them to do the same thing, I guess.
Yeah, we might start getting concerned at Aaron mixing up his words. He's having a Biden moment.
Get a load of this. I told Shelly, I said, you lucked out because she can't stand Dark Crystal. It's like her least favorite movie ever. But she's not a big fan of Wizards either. And so I said, well, Wizards eked out the win over Dark Crystal. And she goes, yeah, it's kind of like Biden and Obama. They both suck. It's like choosing between Biden and Obama. They both suck. That was what she said. So.
Well, what does she feel about Neverending Story?
I don't know that she's seen it.
What?
It's not exactly I guess maybe it's more of a chick flick than.
Well, that title alone scared me off.
Like I only have an hour and a half.
Right. Exactly. I don't want to devote my life to this.
When is this movie gonna end? Didn't it have that the guy who did Neverending Story? Wasn't it that really famous German director? What the heck's his name? The guy that did wasn't the same guy that did.
Apparently, he wasn't that famous.
No. The guy who did Das Boot wasn't it the guy who did Das Boot?
Yeah, he wasn't famous then, but he that was his second movie. He did Das Boot, which was a TV series, so I guess technically it's his first.
Wait a minute, Das Boot was a TV series. What do you mean? It was
originally in Germany. It was a long-running TV series.
Oh,
so
really?
there is another cut that's like an hour longer, which I've seen. Yeah. Let's see. Das Boot. Who the heck did that? Wolfgang Peterson. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah. There you go.
Good.
Yeah, Santiago got it. Yeah, Wolfgang, man. I like his. He did the one with the in the Line of Fire.
Did he do
what I'm
that?
talking about with
Eastwood.
Yeah, with Eastwood, where he's like an aging Secret Service
he was
agent.
there when Kennedy got shot or whatever, and still
That's a pretty decent flick. Yeah, he makes a solid flick generally.
I'm going way back in the chat. A question that I missed. Faux Peasy is asking, what is the characteristic of Frazetta that you artists appreciate? What are you emulating that makes it Frazetta-ish? That is interesting question.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's his ability to create volume in his characters. They feel fleshy and like his. If you look at his holding lines for his his characters, they're usually very bumpy and very. I don't know. It's just like
He was able to capture flesh texture with his contour lines.
there you go.
And
Yeah,
that's just one little thing that he did,
Right.
like anybody else.
His spotting of blacks to create volume too. I mean, for me,
When you
artists
said the fleshy, I think that's a lot of it. How he, especially with women, how he captured that, feminine, fleshy, that magical thing that women have. I see.
Keep going.
Yeah, I'm being I'm having my Biden moment here.
Well, no, I think it is true, and I mean, of course, and then the drama of his, that he was able to bring, to, sometimes just like a one or two character painting or illustration, just the amount of drama and how he
storytelling, just with figure poses and gestures,
So like every aspect of that you aspire to be as an artist, he captured it all.
Yeah, exactly. Along with the monetary success.
Yeah.
But you're right. Every aspect is that. Yeah, we all wanted to have his talent.
And that's not to say that he's, everything he ever did was perfect, because obviously, I mean, there's certain illustrations or paintings where you say, oh, he phoned it in here or whatever, but, no different than anybody else. But when he was, when he applied himself and you're getting the best of Frazetta, there was just nobody can touch him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dynamic.
The subject a bit, try to catch up in the chat. Brian Norton is asking, he says that he grew up reading his dad's Mad magazines from the 60s and 70s. I was wondering if we have any thoughts on those. And I do.
Awesome.
My dad did not want me buying comic books.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
But he would read my Mad magazines.
Oh, really?
Which were worse than comic books in terms of content.
For some reason, he didn't see that it was the same thing. Some reason he thought it was legitimate, and he enjoyed those, and so I was able to, read those.
What do you think it was? The
like
parody?
my covers with a flashlight, I could read them, openly.
Was it the parody that got him, or what?
No,
why does he think that those
probably.
were okay?
Well, he drew a little bit. He was kind of a closet art fan, but he didn't encourage me to do it. And for me, it was all about the art. It was Jack Davis and Mort Drucker.
Yeah.
Mort Drucker was so freaking good. I don't know if he's the guy that gets the most attention from all the mad artists that worked on those books, but his caricature ability was just second to none.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you look at John Severin, and I'm a huge fan of Severin, but working on Cracked Magazine, he did a decent job with the parodies and the likenesses when he was doing.
Oh no, they weren't decent. They were great.
But they weren't anywhere near.
They
weren't even close to how good Drucker was. That's
right.
That's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. Did you get Eric Weinberg's super chat? Weinberg.
Eric says, for $2, thank you, Eric. Appreciate that very much. And I like your little Captain Kirky avatar thing there from the animated Star Trek series. Gents, I can't stay. Have a great day. It rhymes. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate you dropping by. And thank you. We appreciate it very much.
Dan is saying that we need an art book called Feminine Fleshy.
Yeah, and that's not a plushie anymore. It's a fleshy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could land us in trouble, though. Better get the right permits for such a thing.
Yeah.
It'll do well in Vegas.
Thank you, Repairman Jack.
What are you getting compliments over there?
Yep.
Well, at least someone on this show is getting them.
Henry Jeremick is saying Das Boot is made for walking.
Das boots are made for walking, and that's just what we'll do.
That'd be like Das Boot is made for goose stepping.
Yes.
Yeah, I dug that movie.
Yeah, Fly Fox Pro is saying that his dad didn't read comics growing up, but he did read Mad. So just calling it a magazine, did that legitimize it?
I think
That
so.
was a magazine size.
Well, Mad, the thing with Mad was, though, it was considered to be adult humor, right? It wasn't necessarily made
True.
for kids, although kids were reading it. So,
True.
you know, an adult could read this and feel like, okay, you know, this is legit. But the comic book stuff was definitely, oh, this is kid stuff. But why your dad would be against it is kind of interesting. I mean, because obviously it wasn't because he felt there was some sort of inappropriate content. He just thought it was foolish or something. I mean, I don't know.
Rules for thee, not for me.
Exactly. That was his do what I say, not as I do philosophy.
Yeah.
He actually told us that.
At least he was honest.
Yeah. It was a perfect example of what not to do. Let's see.
The perfect example of what not to do. I've got to pull up some reference for this, the fat fairy girl. Or I shouldn't say fat. She was
Womanly.
plump. What should we say?
Overly ripe.
That, now you're talking.
That's a Frazetta-ism.
She was overly ripe. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so funny. Oh, there she is. Ooh.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello,
I forgot about
Miss.
her. Hang on now. I'm trying to find a full shot of her outfit. That, you know,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Creative
exactly-
Faye is asking an interesting question. First comics I remember seeing as a kid were Christian comics that were pretty brutal, but I don't remember the name of them. Do you guys know?
Gary, you know that those tracks that guy Chick.
Yeah, what was that guy's name?
Chick Stone, wasn't it?
Chick track. Yeah, it's a chick track. Not Chick Stone. That was an inker.
Oh no,
Chick something.
Yeah, what was
Yeah,
that?
his drawing style was, for me, was kind of aggressive.
They were some of those were horrifying. Like,
Yeah.
I remember one kid being possessed by the devil, and then there was like this satanic cult, and
Yeah,
just like crazy
definitely
stuff.
scare tactics. Yeah,
I mean, when I was a kid, we had cartoons
Jack
like
Chick,
Super Book.
Dan's Den.
Jack
Thank
Chick.
you, Dan. Jack Chick. That was
Who won?
Did you ever
Won it.
watch
It's not over
Super
yet.
Book
It's not a competition.
No,
Oh, it's Wizards.
or the Flying
Shelly
House?
came in. She's wanted to verify that it was not in.
so I can continue to go, what are you guys thinking?
Creative Faye is saying they had Noah's Ark with people clawing at each other.
Yes.
The flood with birds pecking out their eyes.
Oh my gosh. Had to take both eyes because it's two of everything.
It's that was very good, Shelly.
Thanks, honey.
Walks in, gets a good joke in, and
And
then
then
leaves.
she leaves.
And she leaves.
I've
You
done
got to
my-
prepare these kids for what's going to come. Adulthood, failure, misery, alcoholism, and death.
There you go. All in that order. I like the comedian Kathleen Madigan. Madigan? I don't know. I just woke up. Anyway, she was talking about how, kids they love to be afraid. Like they'll pay, money to go see a movie to get scared and all this stuff. And she goes, and obviously they haven't lived long enough to realize that life will scare the crap out of
Scary
you.
enough. Yeah.
Because, if a vampire walked into my living room, I don't care. I wouldn't even notice. She goes, but look at this mole. This mole scares me. Yeah, that's what the mole is about.
Christina in the chat is making a comment that I agree with. She says it's weird how American cartoons are quote unquote for kids, while in Japan, cartoons for all age groups. And that's something that I think we have missed the boat on. It's
You could tell by all the panty shots in Japanese cartoons, right? That's what does it. Is that
but
what
I
it
think
makes
just
it?
Americans automatically think of anything animated or quote unquote cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
as for
Do you think it's because we've been so preoccupied with superheroes for so long that and all the other genres sort of went by the wayside? Which one do you want me to read?
Oh. Shelly,
I don't know. I think the origin of the cartoons
Leave it behind
were
you.
for kids, and we just kind of never grew out of that.
Well, they have been some very successful, adult cartoons, but
No,
they've
I
always
agree, but
been
it
underground.
It hasn't changed the American culture, though, of how we think of cartoons.
Yeah, but if John Wick, was a cartoon just like it was, but with a badass like art style and like everything was great, and you just put it out just like it is, but it's animated, you think word would get around about a kick-ass action?
And that would change the culture.
I don't know.
I think
I think
culture, but nobody has the huevos to do it.
Yeah.
Eric Medved for $5. Thank you, Eric. I have a collection of chick tracks. They have softened them since the 80s to be less anti-everything. Aaron, where's David? Did he finish the Hulk? He promised me he'd finish it tonight, Eric. So
where's David?
Maybe that's why
David is too busy doing other things to join us.
No, really, what happened?
He's too busy doing other things to join us.
Well, no, I meant like
Shelly's got his number. She knows.
I know what I meant. Like I thought it was like David could never be too busy for Graybeard's. This is his favorite thing, so he must be really busy.
He's got to finish a commission by today, I guess.
He's scared. That's what. He's like, what can I do with wizards? I don't know.
What was
that?
that?
He was like, I agree with Shelly. What were they thinking?
What was that fairy girl's name again?
Shoosh. What was it?
No, that's
you
not
guys
it.
said it right when I came in. Jack.
Here it is.
Are you talking about
Eleanor?
Specific?
Eleanor.
Yeah.
No, Eleanor
Roosevelt.
Yeah, Eleanor Roosevelt came out.
Eleanor from Pets.
There she is.
Shelly, you're getting a lot of shout outs in the chat.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, I've got to draw Eleanor Roosevelt as the fairy.
I think saggier boobs would.
Yeah, that'll go over great. Yeah, do that. Do that, Aaron.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Well, she wasn't unattractive in her youth.
all the stress of running the country, apparently.
She must have
yeah,
had,
right.
I'm not seeing any butt shots of her in this, but she had to have a G-string on because that costume
There has to be something holding it.
Yeah, there ain't nothing
From the behind.
So I'm going to go with that sort of G-string.
Great.
Oh, now you are trying to win.
I know. So one of our daughter's friends saw on social media that what he posted, and she goes,
one of my Jungle Girl things.
Yeah.
Too.
Did you see what your dad drew?
No, it wasn't one of her girlfriends. It was
I said it was Jed.
Yeah, it was Jed. Yeah.
Oh, there's
That's
a little.
funny.
You got it. Super chat, Aaron, from Evil One.
Evil One.
I got so many windows open. I got to find myself.
Yeah.
Here we go. Shelly just saved the show as usual.
Okay, wait a minute. Saved the show.
I know.
didn't realize that we were going under.
Evil One. Here, catch this. There you go.
Oh, that is so funny.
Ralph Bakshi tried to break it with his movies and started the '90s movement with his version of Mighty Mouse.
Well,
he's talking about our adult cartoon things here, I guess. The advent of limited animation and Hanna-Barbera and the licensed toy animated shows of the 80s cemented the Just for Kids label for American animation. You might be onto something there because Johnny Quest was originally designed to be like the Flintstones and be like a primetime adventure cartoon for adults and kids as well.
Right in the kisser. Oh wait, that's the other one. Same thing though, right?
Yeah, it was.
They were trying to do the honeymooners.
Yeah, it was the honeymooners in prehistoric times.
Random McAnderson said,
Okay.
of course you didn't know you were going under. That's why she was saving it. We didn't know that we were drowning.
That's right. Shelly came in and saved the show because how did that happen? Did you just unplug my camera?
Did that. No, Husker just ran from under the
that's
table.
what happened.
What'd you do, baby?
At least no one spilled water on the.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
just like
Freshman
Aaron
surface.
switching the drawing for a piece that he's finished.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, Gary, I would never do anything like that. That's something that David probably would try and do.
He has done that.
Get a chance to win, you know. But I am not the type of person that would ever resort to such shenanigans. See if I
Did
get
you
this
get it plugged
camera.
in?
I think it is. All right, let's take a look here. Why is this not working?
Of course, I'm doing a major redesign on my stuff.
All right, I got to.
Okay, so
I think I may have to bounce myself and come back. How did you fix this last time when this happened?
Well, what's going on?
Oh, that's what it is. It's right there.
Oh.
Hey.
right.
Um,
Shelly like plasters herself up against it.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, there it is. Great. Okay. Well, I'm done.
What? Wait a minute.
I finished that. What do you think?
Where did that come from? Did you just Gary, you're muted, by the way.
Oh, that was the best.
See, Kelsey, you weren't paying attention, man. I've been working. You thought I was, never on the internet.
That's the poster we have, isn't it? That Kelsey's doing?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Now Gary disappeared. What's going on, man? It's just like hey, you're redesigning that monster. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a complete redesign. That's why I was talking about it earlier. It's like I'd love to see if they were gonna redo something, redo Wizards, tighten up the story, make it more fleshed out, the world, make it more cohesive.
Yeah.
Man, I could just imagine what the effects that they can do today. It would be insane.
Yeah, we should get
That is
behind
really
that.
cool, Kelsey.
Don't prop him up too much.
No, it's just,
Eric Medved for $2. JQ Johnny Quest was the cartoons with
I don't either.
was the cartoons with a body count. I think I know what you're trying to say, Eric.
Do you?
Yeah, well, there was. I mean, a lot of people got shot in Johnny Quest, so I think that's kind of the point that there was Johnny Haji.
No, I was just buttering it up so that
you get overconfident.
Well, no, so that when I offered to buy it, I'd get a good deal.
Oh, well, you got to have to be here for the auction tomorrow.
Oh,
you're still penciling, aren't you?
No, I'm
Kelsey.
This is a big pin. It's close.
Oh my god!
It's kind of in between.
What's going on here?
It's kind of in between pencils and inks. Nice gray ink.
You could only use non-art.
We lost Gary.
It's the
He was really upset about my use of the big pen. He just had to take off.
He was like, I can't.
You're being a dick. I'm out of here. Oh, she's kind of a thick chick.
That's what I said. Her. She's
it's part of my tribe.
I think she was called Eleanor the Rotund.
Oh, that's nice. And what would they call me then? Queen of the Chub?
No, Shelly.
Depends on what chub we're talking about.
You gotta be careful.
Oh,
you gotta be careful.
I'm way too thick.
Where's Billy with his horn? Ding.
Yeah. Oh, I am way too thick right now, but I'll have stuff to work on, I guess. Once I get my hands back, then watch out.
And there's gonna be trouble.
But I'm healing really well. My left hand that wasn't fixed hurts worse than the right hand that just had surgery. So
what was happening now? Like it was just hurting, or like was it?
Oh well, yeah, it's been hurting for years and years. Then it got to a point where I couldn't even hold the pen.
Ooh. And
so I went to the orthopedic guy who did my shoulders, and he took an X-ray, and he said, "You have what's called CMC arthritis." And I was like, "Okay, I am my mother." And he said, "No, like there's a little bone called the trapezium, and mine, the cartilage was all gone, and so." On that bone, above it and below it, I was bone on bone. And so they take it out, and I asked him if it came out with a grumpy face emoji on it. But they harvest a tendon and fold it up to provide the cushion where the bone's removed, so it's not just free floating. And so now I won't have it's kind of like a joint replacement without putting an actual. I mean, they could put a metal thing in there, but this is the tried and true method, I guess. And it's really common for women, and it's a bone down closer to the closer to the wrist. So I kept going, what is going on? You can't, like, I couldn't use scissors. You can't grasp, pinch, do anything. So once the breast cancer stuff was put away, I was like, okay, it's time to get my thumb done. And yeah. And then when I went back, I go, oh, now the left one is hurting. And he took X-ray. He goes, yeah, but good news is you're only bone on one side. And I go, great. But yeah,
that's a big scare, for me, for sure. Losing the ability to draw or do anything with my hands. I can't build anything or.
Oh, that ship sailed a long time ago on you, Kelsey.
Oh, did it?
That's the point. Yeah, like as a teacher, I couldn't even hold like a whiteboard pen, and I couldn't write. So I basically either use my team teacher person or a student to be my scribe. And yeah, it was like, okay, enough already. It's been years in the making. Just get it done.
Get her done.
But it's a really long recovery. So I think it won't do the left hand until August, probably.
Just when she's feeling good again, she can go back and.
Well, yeah, because right now I'm doing everything left-handed, which is not a pretty thing. And so once I get my right hand back, then the left hand I don't really care. But
yeah, you got to get good at using your other hand. I broke my finger, and then I had to draw with my left hand because I had a deadline. So I actually had to do that. I just got very patient. What if I could do it right here? I don't think I can.
Did they say anything about the artwork? This looks a little wiggly. You go, that's my new style.
No, when Aaron got his shoulder done, he made it about a week, and he says, I can't take it. I got to draw. So we actually did a show, an Aaron Live, with him drawing left-handed. And
I drew the man thing, which is a little bit easier to draw left-handed than say.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you my secret, though. I didn't just, become Frazetta all of a sudden and was able to draw with my other hand. I used Clip Studio. And Clip Studio allows you to, like, turn all the tolerances way up, so that it would even correct your line. So if it's all shaky, as soon as you let off of it, it straightens it all out.
Cheers.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know. You can call it cheating. You can call it being industrious. And
That's true. The only the bummer is that, your hands, they don't have, too many nerve endings in them. Oh, and so, but they put it a week in a cast, and then they put me in a brace that I already had. And so at least I can take it off in ice and good Lord shower. That was amazing. But yeah, so anything on the hand, it's kind of like it's not carpal tunnel because it didn't really pinch a nerve, but all that inflammation kind of goes hand in hand with that. So we're hoping that kind of, we're hoping that once it all calms down, that'll just be it. But I guess for women, really, really common. And I was like, it's going to be more common with this new generation, texting and stuff. Like our thumbs are used way too much. And so I was so excited before surgery. I'm like, let's do the other one too. Come on. And then afterwards, I'm like, no.
Do we have any sort of verification that Dark Wolf had ears?
Oh, you can't see any in the.
Well, they're all like these straight on shots.
Oh, I don't know. I got some clips up, but I don't have any of Dark Wolf.
No, I'll pull it up on the internet while you're drawing.
No, his beard and his hair looks like it goes up around. Yeah.
but there was one that looked like maybe it was the beard sticking out that looked like he had ears. Or maybe
Yeah.
No, that I don't think they. I think they drew his beard up there so they wouldn't have to draw ears every panel or something.
You know what it looks like? It looks like his beard goes around the back of his head, like it forms his hair, like and he's bald on top, right? So it's like,
yeah. I'm looking at Plug drawings too. Plug didn't draw him with any ears either.
Graybeard.
Oh man, I forgot about his little fairy girl. He's got like a blue-haired chick.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, with yellow eyes. She looks cool, actually. Ah, man, she would have been a good one.
On that.
You guys enjoy.
Well, thanks for saving the show, Shelly.
You know, I do what I can. Enjoy.
Well, I personally feel like I'm doing a terrible job. So now's your time to really catch up, Aaron.
Well, I caught up and surpassed at this point.
Oh, really? Okay, never mind that.
I'm not even worried right now. Actually, I'm actually feeling quite comfortable.
This is around the point where
I may go get a snack. Yeah, we got an hour to go, so this color is coming on this one, I think.
This is around the point where David would ask me, "Is that how you're going to do that?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you really gonna go?
No, he would go. You going to fix that or what? Fix what?
Exactly.
Well, okay. You don't want to leave it there. That's fine.
It's fine. I mean, hey, it's your drawing, man. You can do
Yeah.
We lost Gary again. Oh, there he is. He's back. Gary keeps coming and going, man. What's up?
I'm having major mic problems.
Oh no, not again.
Yeah, same problem. I have not found the
Resolution.
cause. It just my computer just says that my mic isn't connected to my browser. I was like, yes, it is. So we're having this argument.
But it is connected. No, it isn't. Yes, it is.
So if I go out again, then I'm just gonna fire up my laptop and do it from that.
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to buy Plug's like some of those storyboard drawings he did for this movie.
I wonder if those are still available.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
There's one on eBay right now. They want $500 for it, but it's not a great one. It has
Not
just
one of the better ones.
Yeah, and so they're out there. But
speaking of original art, I thought of you. I think it was yesterday. Looking at Heritage Auction had a Gil Kane, Rudy Nebris, John Carter page up.
Oh.
And it was a nice page, and at the current price is like around $500.
$500.
Oh my gosh, dude!
But that's the auction was still going.
Is it still going, or is it over now?
I think it was like yesterday or the day before is when I saw it, and I thought, oh, I wonder if Aaron knows about this. That's out of my budget for original art.
Dude,
so
everything's out of my budget.
If you buy it, then
you can live vicariously through
I
him.
look at it every once in a while. Yeah.
No, the thing is, everything's out of my budget, but
you do it anyway.
I don't let that stop me anymore because no, I met this guy. Do you guys remember? There was a book came out at least 30 years ago called Graven Images, and it has all, like horror movie posters in it.
Yeah,
I'm looking for it right now in my my bookshelf here. Well,
I do like $1 or $2 $100 purchases a year, and that's it.
I've gone nuts.
Buy some artist editions, and that's it.
I kept thinking, do I want to continue to pay for my daughter's college, or do I want to get collectibles? And collectibles won out. So, where are my movie books at? Well, anyway, so the guy that Graven Images is like a single guy's collection of his movie books.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he owns a poster shop on Hollywood Boulevard, one of the few remaining. And the thing is, he's hardly ever there. You go up to the door and it's like, I'll be back on Tuesday kind of thing. And so it's really hard to catch him. But Josh and I were down there, my son, and we caught him when he was there. And this was, my son was still in college, so it was probably, 6 years ago or so. But I was talking to the guy, and he told me, he said, the book Graven Images? And I said, yeah, actually I do. I can't find my copy. I'm sitting here stalling while I'm looking for it. But he had a copy there in the store. And he said, yeah, this is my collection. I went, you got to be kidding me. So I had him sign the book.
Oh, nice.
And so anyway, he tells me this story. Well, you guys are just going to have to look it up on the interwebs. I can't find it. But he told me this story that back in the mid-'70s, right? He was like a school teacher, he just married. So he was broke, in other words. And Shelly will confirm that. So there's a shop down there. It was there last time I was there, which, like I said, has been like 6 years. But Larry Edmonds bookstore, right? It's pretty famous movie poster and bookstore is still there. And then this guy's, they're the only two remaining, if they're even still there now. But he said Larry Edmonds, in the window, he saw they had the original one sheet from Frankenstein.
Oh, wow.
Hanging in the window, right? And this is like 75 or something, right? And so he sees it, and he goes in there. They're asking $1,200 for it. So $1,200 in 75. That was a heck of a lot of money. And especially for a teacher, a just married teacher, has no money. He didn't have the money. So what he did was he just knew that it would be worth something, right? So he went to like one of those loan shark places where you borrow.
What do you mean loan shark places?
Well, those places where you can borrow and get they loan you money and it's like 20% interest or something, and you better pay it back.
Or they break your legs.
And so he borrowed the money, and Gary's gone again.
Oh,
so he borrowed the money to buy this poster, right? And of course, it's worth close to $1 million now, and that started him on this journey. And he's got a copy of Karloff's The Mummy, right, which is the single most expensive movie poster ever. It went over $1 million like 20 years ago. So I don't know what it's worth now. And he's got all these things like Lon Chaney's Phantom of the Opera, silent, version posters, just unbelievable stuff. And I said, and he's an older guy, right? And I said, man, why don't you, you're sitting, I said, where is this stuff? He goes, oh, it's just hanging in my house. I'm like, geez, I hope nobody finds out where you live. They're going to, break in. But I said, why don't you sell some of this, and cash
to me?
Yeah. And he goes, well, it was almost like a Simonson thing. When I asked Walt Simonson why he didn't sell his work, he basically said, if I sold the poster, I'd either spend the money on something else and it'd be gone, or I just take the money and buy another poster. So what's the point? And I went, yeah. And he said, and he goes, I don't need the money. I'm comfortable enough where we're living, that I don't want to sell it. And I said, all right, I'm not trying to pressure you, man, but it's pretty phenomenal. His collection is, you wouldn't believe the stuff the guy has. Just worth millions, literally, in posters. And, but I always remember that because when I look back on my youth, not just as a kid, but as a young professional, right, trying to break in, never had any money, you're trying to make it. And I passed up on so many things that are freaking worth a fortune right now that if I had just sucked it up and bought the money, even if I had to go into debt, I'd be like, it'd be worth a fortune right now. And so I
still got my Death of Superman. I'm good.
Someday it'll be worth something. I promise you.
When it's the only one left. Yeah.
Exactly. Out of all those millions of copies, you got the only one left. So if I get like opportunities to get stuff like that, it's like, yeah, okay, I'll figure out something. Even though I know I shouldn't get it.
I'm not a collector. Like I don't I mean, I have collector tendencies, I guess, because I buy movies. I got a whole wall full of DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff, but I got a couple bits of original art from people, mostly given to me from this or that. I don't think I got the collector's mentality.
Well, I think
Oh.
you're a
Huh?
better man for it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like the stuff; it's cool, but like a book, like I mean, I would read it and look at it until it was worth nothing. So, I mean, look, I had to show you something. You'll like this.
Are you gonna show me something that's gonna make me cry?
Oh, maybe. I don't know that you're this much into golden, but you might be. Golden.
Dan's Den says Booster Gold #1 should hit $1 million one of these days.
Right, just hang on to it a little
I
bit
worked
longer.
on Booster Gold, so watch it, buddy.
You also worked on was it Blue Devil?
Yep,
Still waiting for that to explode.
I know. Me too.
Oh, I can't find it. I got I just had it here a minute ago. I got the Michael. It's a Michael Golden the Marvel Fanfare with Hulk and Spider-Man,
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I got it.
and I have to keep it in a bag because all the pages are falling apart. It's being held together by the backing and the board. You know, like I usually don't keep my comics in the bags, but that one I have to because it would fall apart if I didn't. Where is it? Oh shoot! Ooh, remember this one? That's a good one.
Oh, is that Klaus Janson? Who did that?
John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Howard Mackey wrote it, I think. I don't know.
Oh,
I read
Howard
it the other
Mackey.
day. It's not bad. It's real simple. It's like all guys go to this town, something going on in this town. They all find out, they raise hell, the end. I mean, it's like that simple.
That's all you need in a comic, because just
Pretty much.
you're just setting up the violence.
Yeah, exactly. Set it up.
Yeah, set up the. I love it. That's a good one.
Set up for
I
violence.
got this one. Ketsuro Otomo.
Those guys over there look bad. Let's get them.
Mm.
Okay, now what are you looking at here, Kelsey?
Oh, I don't know. Now I'm just wasting time. Memories. Love this book. This is like one of my favorite comic books. I mean, not for like as a comic book like story or nothing, but it's just this weird one-off story that Otomo did. It ended up being a great animated flick that he did. But I like his little guys. You know, he draws these little. They all have character. Like they stand really well. I like how it's like. There's no gravity, so he's able to kind of have them sit wherever they, you know, in just
Whatever they
different
want. Yeah,
directions.
that's a cool
Yeah.
device.
And he handles scale fairly well, you know, like this shot right here. But there's this beat when they fly into it, and they're like upside down here, like they fly out of their little spaceship, which looks small at the beginning, but then you see their little spaceship coming out, their little ships coming out of this thing. It's like, damn, that thing's actually huge. Then they fly, they're still all kind of all over the place. They go into this hole and they're going down. You can see the arrow pointing down, you know, and then they fly down this little hallway, and then even Welcome is upside down and like the floor. So it's like really messing with your geography like the whole time. Even Welcome is upside down, and then that's the floor. So they land on the floor. Finally, everything is right side up from this point on. And
That's
it's
clever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really well done. He's such a smart creator, you know.
Although the cover, I don't know about that. That's
I think
all you
that-
were talking about, and I see the
Yeah.
cover like,
That was just like a sketch or something he did. That's not even the.
It doesn't have anything to do with the book, does it?
Well, this might be that there's like an opera singer in here that these robots are building her memories, and she's long dead. You know, spoilers. See, there she is.
Thanks a lot.
yeah, thanks, Kelsey.
I'm gonna buy that. All right, this is how bad I am. Okay, check this out. Okay, remember when this came out?
Ooh.
Frazetta Illustrations Arcanum
Oh yeah.
came out in the early '90s from Verotic, and it was all these incredible pencil drawings that Frazetta was in his 60s, I guess, when he was doing this, right?
They had a lot of those originals. I think like the last time Frazetta attended San Diego, he brought a bunch of those originals with him, and we could like get inches away from them.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Okay, so here's the
That
deal
would
with
have
this.
been exciting.
Okay, so I bought this book when it came out. It's now like worth 150, 200 bucks because it's, you know, low print run, right? So when we moved to Florida, this fell out of my bookcase and bent and creased the back of it. And I could not,
Oh,
dude, I
bummer.
couldn't stand it. It drove me nuts. So I finally went out and had to
And
buy
bought a
another
new
one.
one.
That was a night. This is like perfect condition, and I don't look at this one.
That's a collector.
That's the hardcore collecting.
That's how I am, man. It's just
I like my battle damage. I'm like, this is well loved.
Yeah, it proves that you're committed.
I don't know, man. I just get so uptight when stuff gets bad.
Yeah. For instance, that Memories I have, it looks so nice because that's actually my third copy of that. I've worn the other ones out completely. I got the leftovers of those stuff floating around in here somewhere.
Geek Avenger for $2. Thank you, Geek. Appreciate it. Hi, Shelly, Aaron's better half. She left, Geek, but I will tell her that you sent $2 her way. Actually, I won't tell her that part. I'll keep the $2 and just tell her you said hi. There's people loving Booster Gold. Anytime you bring up Booster Gold, it starts the Booster Gold love.
Isn't Booster Gold have something to do with Guy Gardner?
Well, they were part of Avengers, the Justice League there for
a while
on it.
Okay. Because I was really into there was a guy drawing Guy Gardner. I'm forgetting his name, Mitch Bird. Yeah. I just love that stuff. I had no idea. I didn't give two craps about Green Lantern or no, it was Guy Gardner. Well, he was a Green Lantern, wasn't he? Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why that made me think of that when you're talking about Booster Gold. For some reason, I thought they were connected.
Well, they were in Justice League, but they weren't, they weren't connected beyond that. Although I have to admit, when I did the new Justice League International through New 52, that Guy Gardner joined. Booster Gold was supposedly like the leader of the team, and Guy Gardner did join after a few issues, and so they were back to their old, arguing ways.
Arguing ways.
Now, see, I did an issue of that Guy Gardner. It was Guy Gardner Warrior, is what it was called.
Yeah.
Mitch Bird was drawing it, and I did a fill-in or something on one issue.
Oh man, yeah, I might have had that. Yeah, I was picking those up back then.
I don't know, Gary, if you inked that or not.
No,
might have. I can't remember.
No,
you didn't. All
right. I want to address Repairman. He's saying he was looking for that Adam Hughes Mary Jane piece online and he can't find it. Well, I found it. It's out there, so just keep looking.
Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Hughes recreation that I did.
Adam Hughes Mary Jane poster, man. It should come right up.
The black and white, I think, is what he's looking for.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
You got to look a little harder for that stuff.
Yeah. But I did that. I did that a couple of years ago, so You
don't have to look very far to see black and white art, though, right here.
Yeah, how you doing? You almost done?
I
gotta go eat. We can wrap this up soon.
We got another half an hour.
I'll be done in just a minute. No, I might throw a little color on this. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends how much line work I get carried away with here doing on this. I should just leave it open and then color it, but That seems so foreign to me.
No, why? That looks great. If you leave it open and do like an animation type of color on it, maybe some subtle grad.
It would look really great if I would just leave it
trying
alone.
to talk you into coloring it.
Well, no. If I would just leave this stuff alone, but it's like I get so
Can't help yourself.
Yeah, it's like you get so I have to do a little line work here. Throw a little line in here, and then pretty soon you got this, elaborate pen and ink drawing. You're like, I can't color this.
You must have patience. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm so bored. Let me get to the color. Maybe that'll help.
I'm so bored. Hey, that's what great advertising for the show.
Well, no, I mean not with the show. I just mean like drawing. Like if I spend so much time like penciling, then I don't want to ink it. I feel like I've done it. If I think about it too much before I even start drawing, I'm like, all right, I'm done with doing it.
Come join Graybeard'S studio and be as bored as Kelsey.
I need to mention. Sorry, Kelsey. Go ahead.
No, good. No, I didn't have anything really.
Dale A is commenting about Justice League. Hold on a second. It's scrolled up. Sheesh.
No comment on
Keith Giffen. Dale A said Keith Giffen's Justice books, which reminded me early in my career, I inked Keith Giffen before he kind of changed his style. When he first came back to DC after being gone for a while, he had like this real graphic style where he feathered everything.
Oh,
but they were like really short feather lines, and he did it on everything. So all the textures look the same. And I'm inking this job. I can't remember what it was. It was probably a backup story, and I left some of it out because I just thought, there's too much. And I always got my inking critique from Dick Giordano, so I showed it to him, and he said, "Oh, yeah, good job, except you left out a lot of Keith's, little feathering lines." And he said the reason why you need to put those back in is because that's part of Keith's signature style.
Oh.
And that was a point that, like, okay, that makes sense, that I was removing, a stylistic choice that he was making. So I went in. So I went in and put them back in. And then Joe Orlando was like vice president, publisher, some haiku bar title at the time. And
I can already tell what's coming.
I got a chance to get a critique from him, and he told me, "Oh, this is really good stuff, except there's too much feathering. Should leave some of that out."
Yep.
And so I just smiled and said thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna shut up now and go home.
Thank you, sir. Have another.
And that happened to me a lot, where one guy would say one thing and someone else would say something else.
Well, it just goes to show you how projected this whole, process of art is. It's like one guy, thinks something's genius, and another else goes, "That's garbage. How can you like that stuff?" You just, wow.
Well, as Ashley Wood told me one time, he actually he was doing these books called Sparrow, where he was having like George Pratt and like just amazing artists, and then he wanted me in there. He had wanted these like little girly drawings that I would do on the Jane Glines board, and I was like, what why am I in this? Why do you want my stuff in there? I was legitimately like confused, because I was nobody. I don't even know if I had done anything really that big up in that point. And he just goes, "Yeah, I like what I like." I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." Can't argue with that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You can. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but they're all, telling me reasons why I should leave them in, those lines, or take them out, with technical reasons, not aesthetic reasons. And they were both, completely opposite.
Well, you're right. That's the thing. I mean, you can go for an aesthetic, or you can just be like, there's a technical, rational reason why you do stuff, right? And then it's like, what do they say? You can't break the rules until you learn the rules. And once you learn the rules, then you can break them. But when you try to break them, when you don't know what you're doing, it usually doesn't work. But you can't be a slave to a technical aspect of something. If you're an artist, you have to have some sort of aesthetic expression
Yeah.
to make it unique.
So when you're trying to learn, when you're green and you're trying to learn and you're soaking up everything like a sponge, and then you get opposite advice, it's like, it does not compute.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Here, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some water. I'm gonna throw a little paint on this sucker.
Uh-oh.
I did tell that story, a similar story, where Dick Giordano was showing me how to do metal texture with cross-hatching,
Yeah.
like on the side of a rocket ship. And then I showed it to Joe Orlando, and he didn't like the metal texture on the side of the rocket ship. I was not going to tell him, well, I didn't do that. Dick Giordano did it.
Oh man, I would have. I'd have jumped on that. Oh, really?
But the one thing that he criticized, I didn't do.
Yeah, I'll go tell Dick Giordano he told me to do this.
Right. But no, I didn't do it. Dick Giordano did it. I mean, when I showed him the page, he grabbed his brush and ink and
that is so
cross-hatched it for me. And it was, it was a cool technique. I use that technique, today. But for some reason, that doesn't look like metal to me.
He said, "All right, I'll go talk to Dick Giordano and tell him."
I'll rethink everything that I know.
Well, I was going to say Joe Orlando. I mean, he's obviously older than Dick, so but they're not that far apart, would they? That they've
Right.
been,
Right.
Orlando would have been maybe more old school than Dick was at the time.
Yeah. I think cross-hatching wasn't something. It wasn't part of his arsenal, so he didn't
Right.
like it. I think the concept of cross-hatching he didn't like. I don't know. Because the way it was Dick Giordano cross-hatching, so it wasn't. I mean, it was it was well done.
Right. Huh. Well, I mean, again, that's the thing. It's like you would think, but it never works this way. That these guys would be on the same page, especially when
Right. But the thing is, I mean, that's in my early days. I was putting Pogo in the background of everything, and he didn't notice Pogo, but he noticed Dick Giordano's cross-hatching.
He wasn't like, "Why is Pogo sitting back there?"
No,
I love coming in at the punchline. That's and then the doctor said, "I didn't even notice Pogo there."
Yeah. 1 in a million, Doc. 1 in a million.
Well, I have this great story. I was looking for the artwork and I couldn't find it, so it must be over in my flat file someplace. But I went into DC to try and get some work, and I was in the bat office, and Jordan Gorfinkel was in there, and I had done one story for him. I'd done the
That's a heck of a name.
Yeah, Gorfinkel.
everybody called him
That
Gore.
sounds like something made up.
Well,
Hey, thanks, Dad's Din.
That sounds like a W.C. Fields name.
Yeah, it does.
So
Finkel
Anyway,
and Einhorn. No.
I went in there with some Batman pages and stuff. And I'm trying to remember who the other editor was. They shared a space there. I think it was DiVincenzo was the other guy, was the last name. I can't think of his first name.
DiVincenzo.
That's right, Gorfinkel and DiVincenzo. And so I go in there, and I'd done a job for Gorfinkel already, and it was kind of and so he wasn't really keen on me. But I was always going up with my portfolio, and so I went in there. I had this pinup I did. I did like 3 or 4 Batman pages, and then I did this pinup of the Creeper. And Gorf is going through the portfolio, and he's just kind of sarcastically shredding me. And then he gets to the Creeper, and he goes, "Is that supposed to be the Creeper?" And it actually says the Creeper on it, right? He says, "Is that supposed to be the Creeper?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "It doesn't look like the Creeper." Okay. And so I said,
Oh yeah, well your name sucks.
Yeah. Well, no, but hang on a second.
Yeah.
So he says that to me, and not 2 seconds later, DiVincenzo or whatever the guy's name is walks in, looks over my shoulder, and goes, "Oh, dude, cool creeper." And then goes and sits at his desk, and I look up at Gorf and just shook my head like, "You
In
dick."
your face.
Yeah, and he didn't have anything to say either, but they didn't give me any work. But that was one of
That's
those
funny.
classic moments.
He couldn't look you in the face anymore after that. That's why he didn't get any work. He's like, I can't have
Well,
this
the funny
guy
thing is,
here
he
that had
showed
one
up
up on me.
Years later, he shows up at my table at San Diego, and like we're old buds and stuff. And I go, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
still remember the creeper comment, dude. Don't
Yeah.
try and get friendly with me."
Yeah,
Well, that
I
was the
never
thing.
forget.
A lot of those editors didn't and don't know anything about art,
No.
and they're the ones hiring and firing.
Well, the thing that the attitude I always took was, yeah, okay, this editor doesn't like me, but I'm going to be around in this industry long after they are. And
Yeah.
it's almost always
That's
been true.
true. That's a revolving door. Yeah, an editorial.
So it's
Unless you get like Chris Warner or somebody, the guys that have graduated from art to editorial and kind of stayed there, then you're
Well,
like, if
that
he tells
was-
you something, you're like, damn it,
Well, Chris told me that Chris was my editor on my inking book in the last when they were reprinting it.
Yeah, he does the corrections and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And he told me that he didn't know he was trying to get out of comics because it was too hard. He didn't like how difficult drawing a whole comic book was.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Well, he was drawing Batman, and he walked away from it because he didn't want to deal with the grind.
Yeah, exactly. And Mike Richardson, he said, threw him a life preserver when he offered him an editorial gig.
They must have paid him a lot of money for that Team 7 book then, because I mean, he did the work on that. Did you see his Team 7?
He did that with everything. I mean,
that's true.
Pulled up his sleeves, and he did not.
I like his barbed wire stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Chris stuff. It's really
I'm
good.
still a Black Flag fan. Black Flag. Let me make
Black
that
Flag
way
was
more
amazing.
clear.
Yeah, Black
Black
Flag.
Flag was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I was picking up all those Dark Horse Presents at that time, so I was like, "What is this?"
I'm trying to remember who said this. It might have been Jim Lee talking about Chris Warner. That Chris Warner's like knew how to draw manly men. Something
He
like.
did.
I don't know if that was Jim Lee or not, but Chris Warner is like, they look like construction workers. Like.
Yeah,
Well, thickly muscled and masculine, and
The great thing about Chris was that he was a guy. If you could get him to do a convention sketch for you, he could bring it. Like you it wasn't there wasn't a fall off from his convention sketches to what you were getting in the comic book.
yeah.
And that's always a great feeling. Paul Ryan was exactly the same way. His sketches at conventions, you're like, dude, this just looks like a page from the FF, and that was very rare because most of the time, guys just sort of crap stuff out at conventions, or at least they used to. And
much like we do on this show.
Yeah, exactly. It's difficult when someone's sitting there watching you draw, or you're drawing on your lap at a busy convention to really do something, really nice. But those guys could bring it, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Evil One, for sending out Kelsey's and my links. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to say the links for nothing for Kelsey, but
what?
Well, what do you want me to post in the links?
Oh, I don't know. Just my my channel, maybe.
Okay, I'll do that next time. But Gary's sign up for his inking art book. Brushed with Destiny, ink art book, Brushed with Destiny is in the description of this video. Wraith of God Blood Hunters is in the description of this video, along with the Second Chance #1 campaign, which will be ending soon. So if you don't have a copy, you better get over there and order one soon. And David Williams, Bass Reeves. So you'll find links for all that stuff. And a little shout out to Kelsey saying, keep your eyes open for Nexus. But that's all I put in there because I didn't have any links.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet about it, about the Dark Horse. I think I already passed their, that was probably my fault. I think they had a date set. And, you know, sometimes things take as long as they take.
You're saying you missed your deadlines, what you're saying.
Yeah, I probably missed several of them.
Well, officially changing the name to my art book. I'm going to call it Inking Schminking.
Picture of Bugs Bunny on there. Inking Schminking.
Yeah. Hey, kids doing it with big pens now. What do I know?
Yep, I know.
What? How many pages is that going to be, Gary?
It's going to be north of 100.
Ooh,
I keep adding stuff to it.
Now, how's your signups going? How many do you have at this point?
I'm under 200, but I'm getting some like every day, so it's growing.
Yeah, that's still nice. There's a large part. There's probably a lot of people that don't sign up and they're waiting to see when the thing starts.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people that won't buy it right at the beginning. They'll wait to see if it's actually going to happen and you know, get it towards the end.
Yeah, but it doesn't cost anything to sign up. So people get out there and just put your email in there.
Well, the advantage of signing
up feel good
is that when I send out an update, I've sent out one that in the update I'm including artwork that I'm not showing anywhere else.
Oh, see what you're missing, you guys? Sign up.
So it's not on any of my social media. It's just on the sign up update.
Plus, it just makes us feel good. Makes us feel like.
Yeah. So I sent in. I think last week I did an update with a Darth Vader illustration.
Oh, see. We got about 20 minutes.
Oh, I guess I shouldn't have started painting this then. That was not.
Get out your big brush.
Yeah, I mean this is fairly big.
I was about to start coloring this, and I thought, I better look at the time, and I went, yeah, maybe I won't.
You tricked me. Yeah.
Evil one. Yeah, I missed some of the chats. He's saying that we missed a super chat from Eric Medved.
Oh no,
I don't think I did, but I'm going to go look.
Yeah, thanks, Evil one.
Maybe I did because
I've been in and out of this broadcast.
Yeah, Gary's not doing his job, so it's blaming me for Geek Avenger. Got that one. Scrolling along here. Eric Medved, sorry. Oh, I did miss one. Thank you, Evil One. Eric Medved for $2. Thank you, Eric. Sorry about that. Race Bannon was brutal. Hi, Shelly. Meaning we were talking about the body count of Johnny Quest back then, and I'm sure that's what he's doing, is reaffirming that Race Bannon didn't take any crap off anybody.
Yep.
He was always armed and dangerous.
And whenever he punched someone, there was like an accompanying musical sound effect. It wasn't just the sound of the punch. It was also choreographed.
Bam!
Yeah.
How did it go? What was their sound effect?
Yeah, I think there was some brass in there.
Yeah. Was that Hoyt Curtin? Did he do that music back then?
Yeah, he did the music, yeah.
I love Hoyt Curtin.
Great stuff, yeah. Yeah, I had that soundtrack. There's some amazing stuff in there.
I wish you could just get the music. Can you get all of that
stuff?
I want all of Hoyt Curtin's stuff, man. Yeah. I grew up on that. I can't get that one. There's one particular Super Friends, or was it Super Friends, where it starts off like dunch 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 dunch.
That's Super Friends. The start of the Super Friends. Great intro.
Yeah, but they changed the intro like every couple of days on that show, so it's like really hard to find this one particular one.
Yeah, zoom into that particular one.
It is different, like a little bit.
No, it is, because you're right, but that was the good one. The kind of cool dramatic entrance.
Dunch, 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 dunch. Yeah. You can always hear that little tinkle, like, or whatever it is. Man,
I
love that
hated
stuff.
the Super Friends though.
I just watched it for that opener. That's
It has bad memories.
They were so wimpy. They never beat anybody up. It was always misunderstood. Some bad guy was doing the right thing the wrong way.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just like, go
before stuff got violent in the 80s and 90s, you know.
Yeah, they try to work out their conflicts with dialogue instead of fisticuffs.
Well, in the 60s and then of course the early 70s before Super Friends, like Batman had his own television or his own cartoon show on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good because they would fight the villains and but the Super Friends I just thought was like superhero show for girls. It was just like, come on. What the heck?
Except for that Sweet Hoyt Curtain song. That's
yeah.
Right.
Oh, we got another super chat from Eric.
They're like, they get you all excited because they're like, oh, this action music, man, stuff's going to happen. And then nothing happened. Thanks, Gary. Signed up. I'm waiting for the book. Eric Medved for $2. Thank you, Eric.
Awesome.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, Eric.
There was they had an episode where Plastic Man guest starred, right? And it was like, oh, cool, Plastic Man, because I always loved Plastic Man. And they used him to get a mouse that was trapped behind the computer. I'm like,
wow. Oh, check it out. Dan Pop Culture says, search for Super Friends opening theme song 1973 to 85 HQ on YouTube.
Oh,
maybe it's in there.
All right, thank you. I will. Yeah.
We're getting an odd request. Hold on a second. Yeah.
You cannot see my feet.
Fritzy
Sorry.
Schnitzel. Any chance you guys would do a Von Baudet sketch off? Cheech Wizard, Cobot 60, etc.
I mean, we're kind of doing that, right?
I was going to say we practically are.
Yeah, I know my answer to that question.
Hard no.
Yeah,
you're not a Von Baudet fan?
He was an odd dude.
He was.
Did he died really young? What did he die of? Does anybody know?
Good question.
No, I don't know.
I think his life choices. I don't know.
Yeah. I love Von Baudet, but I mean,
he might have had cancer or something. I can't remember, but yeah, I mean, he was like a contemporary of Wrightson and those guys.
Yeah, he was in that. Yeah,
and he just was gone. It's like
he was a true original, and I believe that's probably the biggest attraction. That I mean, you say that he was a contemporary of those guys. They appreciated him in that way as well. I mean, you had who was painting his he did paintings by somebody would paint his artwork. Who am I thinking of? On some of these creepy covers. Wrightson painted him a little bit.
He did some of those, yeah.
Yeah, there was several I guess Frazetta didn't, but I feel like some of those types of guys, they would fully paint his work and it always looked great.
He wrote the purple pictography stuff.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
That Wrightson drew, but he didn't draw any of that stuff. He just wrote the stories and Wrightson drew, and those were all watercolor, as I recall. But
what am I thinking? There's a creepy covers that were I can't think of who it was, but it looked like Boris Vallejo kind of painting on top of his stuff, It had guys like
Baudet, not on a creepy cover, dude.
No.
You're high. You're gonna have to show me because I think you're higher than a kite on this one.
Chad, tell him what's up. Educate this old man.
Hey, I was there. That's why I'm saying there was no Von Baudet creepy covers, dude.
There was. Let's see, Von. It might not be creepy. There was a couple different one of those ones, right?
Creepy, Kelsey,
might be eerie.
You just made the call out for a platoon of watchers right now typing away.
There is no Von Baudet.
I think it might have been eerie.
You're higher than the kite, man.
It was fully painted, so you didn't even realize because it was painted by John Bolton or something. Or no, Bolton wasn't around. Looked like that. How the hell do you spell Von Baudet? No, I don't know.
Bode.
Bode.
Yeah, Bode.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
creepy, eerie, all kinds.
Yeah,
Here,
Kid
let me-
Mustang is saying that he did do warrant covers.
Let me educate you, young man.
Please educate me because I have to see this. I have to see to believe.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we got. I mean, you just didn't know that they were Baudet.
That- Seriously. Okay. So
This
that's
is one of my faves. I love this guy. Look how cool this guy looks. But
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
painted.
Okay.
It's like painted by somebody else, though. I don't think he paints.
Yeah,
them.
that's not. Yeah, that is cool. I've never seen that one.
I've
this is
never
odd.
seen any of these.
This is obviously
That's-
painted by Jones.
That's completely different.
Jeffrey Jones. What was? I don't want to. Never mind.
Yeah.
He's gone, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Jeff Jones. Yeah.
I always knew him as Jeff Jones. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we got. Here's Baudet again. Probably seen this a million times. Didn't know it was Baudet.
Huh.
I had no idea. I stand corrected.
Pretty badass, right?
Yeah.
He's got one with he's like this tank going over a hill. Oh, this is a classic one. Look at this. Classic.
That's
Baudet and Jones again. Yeah. They were pals. Yeah.
wow. I had no idea.
Yeah, I love this stuff, man. I couldn't get enough of that because it had that kind of cartooniness, but it was fully realized. I mean, I don't want to explore any further. Who knows what's in there? You never know.
It was sort of
And Baudet, man, he was adult comics, so yeah, I couldn't get enough of that stuff. But it was like one of those things where it was impenetrable. Like for me, I'm like, I will never draw like this, so I can actually just enjoy it separate. You know, it seems like a lot of times I'll get interested in artists because it's something, you know, that I'd like to do and not necessarily just stuff I like to look at.
Yeah.
But Baudet was one of those guys where I'm like, I will never do stuff like this. You know, it's just not me, but I like it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, that's why we appreciate other artists, right? Usually because they're doing stuff that we really admire, but we just can't do, or it just is not in our style or wheelhouse. You know, we do it totally differently, and they do it in a way that you're just like, I never would have thought of that. You know, I never would have thought to do it that way.
What is that? Bass drum? What? Bass woofer?
Somebody with a muscle car outside my window showing off.
Where you live at?
Vancouver.
Oh, no
Just
kidding.
across the river from Portland.
Detroit, right? Oh, Portland.
Well, it's Detroit and Portland. That's
Yeah, I used to. Do you know the? I mean, not like you know everybody in town, but do you perhaps remember the Ortiz brothers? You ever meet them?
No, but I've heard of them. They were in the dark horse scene, right?
Oh yeah, I don't know if they made it that far. They were right after the Image boom. They were doing a book called Arachnus, and I was living in Oregon, like outside of Portland. And
Maybe I saw them at a show and associated them with Dark Horse.
Oh, maybe, yeah. But yeah, they just lived. They lived right across the river in what's right across the river from Oregon? What city is that?
Vancouver. That's where I live.
Is that Vancouver?
Yeah,
Oregon.
Vancouver, Washington.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess
Yeah, you're
so.
thinking of the other one.
Yeah, that was kind of making me think hard. I don't like that. Yeah, I used to say I'd just go across the river. You know, I'm going across the river, see the brothers. You know, and they gave me one of my first published gigs in their like Arachnus book.
Yeah, that people in Portland are snobs. They call it Vantucky.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Because it's like not
Well, they think they're sophisticated.
sophisticated. Yeah, I was looking for some kind of word like that. I would fit right in there. Apparently,
Yeah.
I am not sophisticated.
Creative Faye says that I'm in his state. So Creative Faye is also in Washington.
Creative Faye is
It's real pretty there. I loved my favorite part of that is going down to Columbia River.
Yeah.
And my grandmother actually used to work at the paper mills, like further up the river.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was
Like in Washougal or no, I'm thinking of Kamloops. Camus
Where?
says people knows Camus.
Yeah. That was so cool, man. Getting to go through. I wanted to live there so bad. The Connaught rainforests, further up, the three. What is it that waterfall?
Multnomah Falls.
Yeah, Multnomah Falls. Gosh, it was all just
There's
amazing.
a ton of waterfalls in that area. A
It's
lot
just
of great
gorgeous.
hiking. It's like waterfalls at every turn.
Yeah. And then Astoria, like right on the end.
Oh,
of the
yeah.
river.
Astoria is a cool town. Yeah.
Freaking gorgeous.
I think
Yeah, I fell
Astoria's
in love with it.
town.
Well, I mean, Kindergarten Cop was shot there, so I mean, it can't be all that bad, right?
It's in high school. I dated a girl from Astoria once.
Oh.
Lake Kick is in Puyallup. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Puyallup. I went to a convention there with David. We went to Comic-Con there, and the whole weekend we were saying the name wrong.
Wallop.
Well, we're calling it Polyup.
Yeah, so there's Indian names, man. They're hard to pronounce. Or indigenous people's names, or however.
Yeah, hey, back to Rich in the chat. Yeah, or Astoria is there's a lot of cool towns along the coast.
Astoria is where they have they can the tuna fish, man.
Oh, yeah.
They have a cannery up there. That's where they originally made those Jack Chick tracks. No, I'm kidding.
Geek Avengers in Renton.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
close to Seattle.
those guys all came by the Washington State SummerCon to introduce themselves to me last year.
I don't know if anybody's going to be in the Salem Kaiser vicinity during Free Comic Book Day, but I'm going to be doing a book signing at Tony's Kingdom of Comics. Are you doing one, Aaron, in the Oregon
My
area?
son lives in that area, actually.
Hang out.
Tony's Kingdom is in Kaiser.
Go hang out.
Are you aware of that Mid Valley Comic Con in Salem Fairgrounds?
I'm aware of it, but I have not been invited.
Well, it's funny because I went last year to the first one, and it was really small, right? But I mean, I actually did pretty well there. It was, Randy was there because, of course, Randy's whatever you know.
Yeah,
But, But Randy Emberlin, I mean, but so then he contacts me this year to go, and he says, "Well, we're doing 2 days this year," and I'm like, "Wow, really?" Because
after a small one before.
Yeah, and then I was
That's
like,
what happened. Is this convention? Sorry, Aaron. Is this convention replacing? What was it called? Cherry City. That was in Salem, like years ago.
Right, I remember that, but I don't know when you say
they did the same thing. They expanded, and it was too much for them.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do know, I told the guy, I said, well, I don't know if I can commit for 2 days, and so then I started thinking about it. I thought, well, it's not that far of a drive, and so I contacted back and I said, okay, I'll tell you what, I can do 2 days. And he said, well, let me check and see if we have any spaces left.
Oh, jeez, man.
And, no, he came back and he said that, I've got one left. We can, 10 by 10 area that we can put you in. And I thought, well, if he had to check to see if there was any spaces, maybe he's got,
Well, why don't you do one day, and then I'll do the other day. I'll just wear your name tag.
Okay. Well, you've done
The Sam Starenko.
That's right. It won't be the first time. So, but no. So it made me think. Well, maybe this is going to be. Maybe he's got some growth that
you don't know about.
Yeah, because it didn't seem like. I mean, it was very small. It was. I mean, he. I'm not disparaging it at all. He ran it really well. Really nice guy, and like I said, I did really well there. But it wasn't a very big show. It was very small. And so I was really surprised that he was going to expand to 2 days. And, but, you know, maybe he's got it all booked up and everything, and it's going to be bigger than I would have imagined. So
When is the show?
First weekend of June, I think, off the top of my head. But that's the thing, you know, you always have to sort of gauge, and this is no insult to anybody putting on a show or anything, but as a creator, you have to gauge to think, well, okay, if I spend 2 whole days here, is it going to be worth my while to do that?
Yeah, you've got to make more money at the show than in, you know, counting overhead and everything, than staying at home.
Right. What am I going to make staying at home working as opposed to going to the show?
Right.
And that's why I was reluctant for 2 days. It's like, I don't know if I can commit 2 days to this. But I figured,
Why not?
why not?
I don't have a job right now. Might as well.
Yeah, I got nothing going on.
So that's what I mean. I mean, the incentive has to be worth your while. It can't just be break even kind of thing.
Right. I got, you know, when people contact me out of state to do like 1 day shows and everything, and I'm kind of like, do I really want to travel all the way wherever?
It's a huge deal. It's not just,
Right. And, you know, I don't have any clue if I'm going to make any money or not. And so you're kind of like, But then I did go to a 1 day show in Texas, and I'll tell you, I can't remember if I made any money or not, but boy, did we eat well. We had some serious barbecue. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Texas, man. Good eating there.
Yeah, see, my family is originally from Texas, and I have never set foot in that state. And I absolutely, I absolutely need to do that. I mean, that's, I mean, just for the food alone, but it's something I want to do.
San Antonio, Austin, both have some of the best food I think I've ever eaten on the planet. You know,
Austin's too much like Portland. I have no desire to go back.
It's busy, it's rough, but it's fun, and there's weird stuff, and they got a lot of food trucks there that are amazing, like award-winning kind of food truck stuff. It's not, you know, when you're a food truck, you think, oh, I'm just grab a taco on lunch, but no, they'll have whole parking lots where everybody's food truck will pull up.
Portland is like the home of the food truck. Holy crap, man! They have over on Hawthorne. Gee, many Christmas. They got some really nice.
I thought they were the home of the like bacon donut or whatever. You know, I thought they were.
Voodoo Donuts gets all this.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think they're any good at all. Sorry. Voodoo,
okay.
Watching it, I don't really do much.
Jimmy Reyes is trumpeting the food in Texas.
Yeah, my man.
Mexican barbecue. Yeah, see, that's all you have to say. Mexican food and barbecue, and it's like, okay, what are the airfares nowadays?
I mean, when I say food in Texas, that's what I'm thinking is Mexican food. Barbecue, I guess, yeah.
Oh my gosh, this barbecue place we went to, it was like this huge, it was like a warehouse practically. And you'd go in at the back, it had like a tin roof kind of thing, right? And you go in the back, and they have these 2 enormous grills back to back. They're probably probably 6 or 7 feet long, and you know, probably 4 feet deep. And they are cooking all this meat, right? Just anything you can think of, and possum, and no, I'm kidding, but all this stuff on there. And so it's weird because you don't really. The first time I went there, we didn't know anything, and so you go in there and you order what you want. You can take as much as you want, right? And you're like, okay, give me some of that, give me some of this. You know, they had sausages on there, ribs, brisket, just everything. And so they just pile up your plate, right? And then as you're leaving this area, they weigh it, right? So you're like,
they do that they do that in Brazil, and I always thought that was genius.
Food by the pound, yeah.
Yeah, they weigh your plate, and that's what you pay.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, I think I took too much, you know, whatever. But no, the guy that was putting the con on was paying for it. But, you know, see, you don't want to go in there and take a bunch of stuff you're not going to eat because you're paying for it, right? And so, so they weigh it, and so you got this huge plate, and then you walk past that where they weighed it, And then they've got this buffet thing set up that's like all the side dishes, and you just load it up with your, side dishes. Then you paid at the end of the side dish thing. And there was a price on each of the side dishes, right? But the meat was by the pound. And then they had park tables, picnic tables set up all over the place in there. And it was like just a huge tin roof warehouse. And it was like, you could seat hundreds of people. And we just, we sit there and just chow down.
This is like what Jimmy started here with this Texan grub, but the chat is going crazy.
You bring up food, man. Food or old movies, and look out.
We do it big in Texas, Nintendo Gringer says. Gringer. Yeah. Like me. I'm big. I'm from Texas. That's how it works.
If you left Texas, you should go back, man. That's your
no.
No? Here comes the truth now about Texas.
No, it's gotten too busy, and especially since all the Californians moved there. The only way I'd go back is to kick them out.
Well, there's a good point there. So you live in the Bayou now. I feel like you have like a house, and then the front of your house is like a gift shop that people would drive by. Is that a fair description?
I sell stuffed gators and sausages.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got like a wood carved Bigfoot out in the front of the thing. Yeah. And
is your front yard filled with abandoned vehicles?
Yeah,
exactly.
Pretty much. Yeah, you guys are spot on. Have y'all been here?
That's kind of what I think. You're right, and your backyard kind of backs into the swamp there, but your front is like a gift shop. That's how I think it is.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah,
it's like the ultimate mullet.
Well, at this point, I think you guys are stalling. Aaron, what's the cutoff time here?
No. I'm trying to put in my detail work here to really kind of. Ooh, boy,
already happened.
I'll give you 3 more minutes, and then
we'll do something very dangerous. I'm going to use a marker on this, and I've never used these before.
Uh-oh.
We'll see. I'm nervous.
Well, look at it this way, Kelsey. The worst you can do is second. So that's not too bad. You can call your mom and go, "Hey, I got second today on Graybeard'S."
Yeah, that's a podium.
It's right. Like, good for you, honey. You made second.
I usually aren't I usually in the middle somewhere?
Yeah. You're a perpetual second place finisher.
You and David are usually duking it out for last, so I don't mind having my solid.
Gary walks home with the trophy every week. It's not a competition. It's just good fun. Good studio fun. That's all it is.
All right. Well, I don't know if marker is working here, but God, it smells.
That's the gift shop stuff, man.
Scan says Kelsey, first in our hearts, last in the National League.
Yeah, I'm like the Cubs. Someday the Cubs win the World Series, right?
Someday.
Do you get that swamp smell, like in your backyard, kind of creep into the house every once in a while, or?
No, I mean I do. I don't know about my backyard.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
No. Actually, on certain humid days, you can get that like swamp gas smell, but it's pretty rare, I think, around here. It actually comes through our water even more than. Yeah, I'll just start smelling like the eggs smell or whatever.
Boy, you're really doing a great sales job for Louisiana.
No, I want people to stay out of here.
Tourism.
Stay the F out, man.
Zeno, the static. I'm not going to read his chat message because I think he might be referring to you, but I'm not sure.
Is it good or bad?
Read it,
Oh, okay. I fear not. Zeno the Stoic says Kelsey gets beat out by a trans artist doing Cal art style for a place on the podium. That better not be referring to me.
Yeah, there's only two artists on the show drawing.
Well, just in case you're referring to me.
Well, he could be referring to me. I'm on the show, even though I'm not drawing.
Oh, and then look at now I'm getting like the sympathy votes. Well, at least you finish. Oh, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that.
I don't know. Yours is looking better than mine was. I haven't
He's
seen
not
it.
referring to Aaron.
No, I'm not referring. Okay, thank you.
That means he's referring to me.
That's right, but I don't care if he says that about you as long as he doesn't say it about me.
As long as your reputation is not besmirched, you're.
I don't care about the rest of you guys, man. I just gotta look it out for number one, baby. Oh.
All right, I'm definitely not going to be able to color this whole thing.
Yeah, that's the clock is, if you want to call it, it's
well past the time. Well, I mean, here's the thing, Kelsey. I mean, you know, when does David ever finish?
That's true.
So you're not alone here.
I was trying to get pretty ambitious with this too, drawing a bunch of different characters.
Dude, anytime you do multiple characters, you know you're not going to have time to color.
I know it.
Well, if you just do the dude in red, the stout dude, don't know what that character's name is.
Peace.
That's right, Peace. That's right. And then you get to use your red, and then you're automatic winner because people gravitate towards that red. And they're like, look at the red. Follow.
But I went with the marker red, which is really dark. And then I went in and did a little of the pinky.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, it works all right.
Yeah.
A little pinky, but not,
Well, it's the highlight. I want it to be like real shiny, like he's wearing like red, shiny, like metal armor, something like that.
All right. All right. Well,
all right. I
guess we'll call it. So I'll go ahead and show mine first because we start with the best. We don't want to say.
We start with the best.
First should be the best, right? So here we go. Here's.
Let me see. Oh, wow. You went with multiple characters too.
Yeah. So we've got Avatar there with his gun, his Luger that he's going to shoot Black Wolf with. There's his big
He's got a star.
Hold on a second. You call that a Luger?
Oh, isn't that what they call those in the handgun?
You call that a Luger? I think that was more of a comment on how well your Luger was drawn. Maybe.
Well, I'm just saying, it's
you're
just
trying
to.
Yeah, you're trying to distract. You're trying to distract the point of interest.
Yeah, there's our bulbous
the old
fairy girls.
Man, that's great. Actually,
the fairy sporting girl.
Yes, and then
I'm actually very surprised. That's very no. I'm just kidding. No, that's excellent.
I'm really
actually.
surprised.
It's a nice composition too. How you all work them into the beard.
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah, this is why Aaron gets the big bucks. He knew how to. He knew how to like maximize the space. You got the big characters. Looks great.
Spatial relationship, baby.
David is saying that he's glad he was not drawing in this one.
Well, I think we all sort of knew that.
Yeah, we got that.
That's not a surprise. David was admitting defeat before they even finished the voting. So.
Yeah, that looks good. In fact, I think you're the winner. You're the winner to me.
Could be up for auction just next week. Hey, we got 180 people watching. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe, please do that. Button for notifications, all that good stuff. Let's take a look at Kelsey. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness.
We'll say it's not finised.
Dude, you're on the verge of something really, really cool though.
Yeah, I might finish it. There's this kind of like negative space
That's
here.
not a compliment.
No. It is.
Yeah, it's not cool, but
it's not quite there, but you're on the verge of doing something really cool. No, dude,
I'm not listening to him anyway. So.
When that's finished, that's really gonna rock, man.
Thanks. Got some old wicked tree in here. I kind of like screwed up her face. She's not great. I didn't nail the cartoony. It's because it's so small.
She's not.
Oh no! You zoom in on it. The proportions are correct.
Yeah.
She's not chubby enough.
Yeah, I was trying to do something about halfway through. I was like, "Am I going to redesign everything? This is going to take forever." So I just kind of whittled these guys out pretty close. I got a tank in the background.
No, dude, I really like that. I hope.
Okay, see the tank alone is worth the medal.
Yeah. Tanks are not easy, dude. And I like that chick has kind of a Frazetta face too, which I kind of dig.
Yeah, he does I love the way he does his little sketchy faces. So good. Yeah.
I have to clarify something. David is.
Yeah.
He's
David
smoking a
is.
cigar.
Aaron, would you pull that up? David is.
Yeah, there it is. Gary, yeah. Glad I didn't show up. I would have won hands down just saying that's what
Sure.
Rohawk was.
But it's all about peace here, man. Look at that redesign. It's all sloppy. I got to go in and tighten it all up.
Dude, I dig this, man. This is
I
nice.
did
I
too.
love your dragon guy too.
Yeah,
Much cooler than the ostrich things they were writing in the movie.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about when you're like wanting to do like a full redo. It's like, man, go to town and fully realize that thing, redesign everything. Yeah. So all right.
No, that's
solid number 3 in a 2-man battle. I'll take it.
I think so. I think you've got it's so sewed up at number 3. No one can.
Are you
touch
going
it.
to finish that for the next week's?
I think I will.
Yeah, I think you should. That's really.
I'm kind of curious myself.
Someone in the chat is already asking. Hold on a second.
I want to do the smoke to really
Eric
kind of
is
tie it
asking.
all together,
Yeah, Eric is asking. So there is interest.
Okay, yeah, I'll finish it up. I want to have like the smoke kind of like, and then I got this kind of ground treatment, and there's flowers and stuff in here, and little butterflies and stuff.
No, dude, that's a really good piece. You should finish it, definitely. Unlike the ones you usually do, this one is really surprisingly good. You should finish that.
And unlike David, I should finish it.
Yeah, exactly. Completely unlike David. You never finishes anything. Someone asked me what I was using. I'm using the Zig calligraphy pen in combination with the Micron number.
Is that Zig? I need to get one of those, man. I'm pretty sure that's what Ashley Wood's using the ink with. He gets these weird like zigzag shapes. I'm like, how are you getting those, man?
You get these very sort of blocky sort of, which is kind of cool if you like that look. So excellent. So there we go.
Alex Nino technique.
Oh, I love Alex Nino.
All right. Yeah. So what do you guys think of this? And I don't know how to pair this as a category, but I was looking at 19th century literature. And if you just look at 19th century literature, you have Mary Shelley, you have Robert Louis Stevenson, you have H.G. Wells, you have Jules Verne, you've got Bram Stoker, you've got Washington Irving. I mean, are you kidding me? What a plethora of material.
Yeah.
A plethora? What are we talking about?
What do you think?
What was the subject?
A gaggle.
A gaggle of material. What do you mean? What was the subject matter?
Oh, is that the the idea for the next drawing show? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just saying, but I don't know what to pair it with as a choice, But 19th century literature would be really, really cool.
19th century literature versus 19th century art versus I don't know.
Cave drawings.
Maybe we do the centuries. 19th century versus 20th century versus 21st century.
Yeah, but it's like, who's going to draw from, 20th century, The Fear of Flying. Yeah, I'm going to do a drawing from that.
Well, I mean, I see what you're saying. So pick, yeah.
Yeah, because, look at Mary Shelley, you've got Frankenstein, you've got Robert Louis Stevenson is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Treasure Island, H.G. Wells, there's a ton of stuff.
Dad's Den says pulp fiction, pulp literature.
We did pulp.
Oh, we
already.
did. Oh,
yeah.
Maybe I
So I
wasn't
did
here
Doc.
for that.
Oh yeah. That's when you skipped out. I did Doc Savage, and I can't remember what. I think
it's my stomach growling.
I think David did the Hulk again. I can't remember. I said, David, that's not pulp, and he's like, yeah, but I want to win. So he drew Batman. Batman's based on the Shadow, and I'm like, oh well, yeah, I guess.
Bearwolf says, do ancient myths like Gilgamesh.
We did that already too. We did.
Oh, really?
Mythology.
Oh, now it's time for Transformers, Voltron, and Macross.
No. Well, I could do like Homer, right? I could do Homer. I could do 19th century literature.
Old Testament heroes.
Oh, I could throw back Old Testament heroes in there because we put that one out there and it got skipped over.
We gotta squeeze some Godzilla in here somehow. Some
Godzilla.
kaiju, some monster stuff.
I hate Godzilla. Okay.
Well, kaiju in general. I thought you'd be all over some kaiju.
Oh, Godzilla's got thunder thighs, man. I never liked his design.
It's a chance to redesign.
Yeah. Well, ooh.
Redesign Godzilla monsters.
Redesign
King
a monster,
Kong?
right?
King Kong, would you include King Kong in that mix?
I might have him stomping on Godzilla. I might have King Kong stomping on Godzilla.
I would love. If we're gonna redesign, I'd like the challenge of how would you redesign King Kong? That would be interesting. Like how would you redesign him as a
monkey, right?
Make him one of those Kilimanjaro monkeys, man. What are those things? A baboon.
Yeah.
Make King Kong a baboon.
Yeah, I would give him like shoulder armor and a big gun.
Yeah.
No, I would just have him redesigning Godzilla physically, if you know what I mean. I hate Godzilla. Man, I hate that.
Brian Norton says Ghostbusters or Jurassic Park, like movie stuff. Maybe a movie thing would be interesting. You were talking about movie posters, but like what about
redesign a movie redesign a movie poster was another topic that I kind of like.
Yeah, that's not, I mean, look, I just tried, and that's very very difficult to pull off in 2 hours.
Well, yeah, but it's if we're doing it it's just supposed to be a layout. It's not supposed to be a finished piece. The layout needs to be finished, right? So it could even just be in pencil, the design.
Maybe we can do the layout before the show and do the finishes for the show. That way I can spend a lot of nice time getting that layout just right.
We're getting all kinds of crazy suggestions.
Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dad's dead takes the prize. Kramer versus Kramer.
My dinner with Andre. Yeah. These are great ideas.
Seriously, I really want to do 19th century literature, but I don't know how to break it up, you know?
Ooh,
I mean, H.G. Wells has enough material that you could just say that would be a category.
Yeah, science fiction alone.
But you couldn't say Shelley because she has Frankenstein. That's pretty much it.
Well, here's your categories. You can give them 3 choices. You go great characters from literature, great characters from film, great characters from, I don't know, what else?
Music.
Video games. Music.
No, not video games. I hate video games.
That's too big of a...
Well, you better hope that doesn't win.
Oh, gosh.
Jules Verne, Moby Dick. I was thinking of Sherlock Holmes. I mean, there's a bunch of detectives.
Washington Irving did Headless Horseman.
Headless Horseman, yeah.
Hollow, and he also did the one where Rip Van Winkle, right?
Right.
But I can't think of anything else he did that would be of, so it's like
you just made me think of a topic, fairy tales, like Grimm's fairy tales.
Yeah. That would be good. Yeah.
David won't show up again if I do that. You have to do something with DC heroes in it, or he won't show up.
How about we take
the original Grimm's fairy tales were really dark and creepy.
Yeah.
Doug Bacon had a fun idea where he said it's Jethro Tull, but that made me think, well, what would I redesign the name if I just took the name Jethro Tull and invented a character based on that? That would be pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And Jefferson Starship and
like not knowing anything about the band, let's just design what the name says to us. That'd be kind of fun.
Okay. So actually so if I went, all right, I'm formulating some stuff. I'll come up with something. I think enough ideas were just thrown out there that
there's some good ones. Yeah.
And so what we'll do is next week we'll do the show. We'll do the not the contest because it's not a competition, but it's we'll do the drawing and then we'll go right in. So pack a lunch, Kelsey, because we're going to go right into the auction right after that.
All right.
And the auction will last about an hour. What we'll do is we'll set a time limit on each piece so we can keep it moving.
I'll try to make it.
You better make it. You got a stack as tall as you are of drawings. You need to.
I'm going to make an art book after this.
Repair. And then the weekend following, we'll have to bring in our guest artist of the month. I'll see if I can get.
I still want Frege in here, man. We got to get him.
I'll try, but he's
get his wife to do some of the work for crying out loud. Let's get him in here. I think he'd be great for this show.
Well, he would be. I talked to Mark Nelson But Mark wants to come on my Sunday show because he's got a new book and he wants to pimp the new book. But he's great at drawing on stream.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Do you know who he is, right, Kelsey, or do you not?
Mark Nelson?
Yeah, he did the original black and white Aliens miniseries.
Aliens, yeah.
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 Oh, hell yeah.
And he's a world creator. I mean, he's just unbelievable. He has weird creatures and stuff.
Dude, that would be a blast. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I twist his arm to come on this show instead of the Sunday show.
You've got a super chatter.
But he wants to pimp his book, so I get that. And this isn't really a pimp your book show. So, Son of Liberty Radio for $2. Thank you for that. 70s airbrushed van art.
You had a couple more.
For you. Hey, I could do Frazetta again because it was
You're right. Yep.
Spray paint Frazetta stuff on their vans. It was awesome.
A couple more super chats. You had one before that.
Theme Lost Civilization. Oh my gosh, that's a good idea.
I think here, let me see.
I'm going back. Oh,
let me do your work for you. Oh, you got
Son of Liberty Radio, $2. Thank you very much. So it says, dang it, do Jules Verne. Well, see, Jules Verne has enough characters because he's got Captain Nemo, right? He's got Mysterious Island. I know there's some other stuff. There's giant squids and things like that. Those are always 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yeah. That's all Jules Verne.
Yep.
Marcus Kelleher says Raquel Welch characters. I'm for that one. Let's do that.
I'm liking that. I already did one. I did Bay City Bomber.
Oh man!
So we could do Mother Jugs and Speed, 1 Million BC, or what else was she in? Those are the only two movies I know she was in.
What's that Peter Sellers movie she was in? The Magic Christian.
The Magic Christian.
Yeah, she played the slave ship. I don't even know what title to give her. She was whipping the topless women in the bowels of the.
That's my.
He was only in it for a couple of minutes. Oh yeah, Three Musketeers. Kevin Wolf. Yeah.
Oh,
what about 80s? What about 80s B movies? Oh my gosh!
Yeah, heck yeah, man! I'm doing Running Man.
There you go.
Running Man. He's or. Any Schwarzenegger. I'm gonna do Schwarzenegger if we do 80s movies.
Oh my gosh, we could Schwarzenegger versus Rambo versus Stallone versus you do Rocky, Rambo.
That would be fun if you did. Okay, who are the guys that were all competing? You got Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and was Bruce in that group? Who was
Bruce Willis?
Yeah, I guess he wasn't really in that group.
Really.
But yeah, if you had because they both have lots of characters to draw from.
Somebody said Russ Meyer movies.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Look at David's in the chat saying The Wiz, The Last Dragon, and Break Into Electric Boogaloo.
Car Wash. Oh my gosh. Actually, that's not bad. The 80s
Kurt Russell flicks. That'd be good.
If you did Schwarzenegger, oh my gosh, there's the Terminator, there's Commando, there's Predator. Oh, that's good.
So if you had Schwarzenegger, like
Stallone.
the choices between Schwarzenegger, Stallone, and Chuck Norris. I don't know, somebody else.
Oh, yeah, you got to throw in a third one. Yeah,
yeah, a winger.
One.
Yeah,
ringer.
You got to throw a ringer in there.
Can we cheat and throw Bruce Lee in there?
No,
that's no cheat. I'm down for that.
He's 70s.
Well, no, that's a different category. Oh, yeah. You could do Jet Li, Bruce Lee, and Jackie Chan.
Yeah, but all they're all the same movie though with different
Burt Reynolds. Yeah.
I'm gonna do Stick.
Before or after the hairpiece.
Yeah, they're saying Van Damme, Michael Dudikoff. I remember Michael Dudikoff.
Van Damme would be
please, no Van Damme, please.
No, Burt Reynolds. Was Burt Reynolds doing anything in the Cannonball Run?
Stroker Race.
Well, they said Big Trouble in Little China, but we already did Carpenter films.
Yeah,
David did Big Trouble in Little China, and I did The Thing. Yeah. Were you here for that, Kelsey? I don't think.
I guess I wasn't. That's too bad. That would have been fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Rutger Hauer. Would he fit in that group?
Well, because he was more of he never really had movies that he was.
Well, he was the hitcher, but that's just a guy in a trench coat.
He was a villain most of the time in those movies. He was in a Stallone movie.
Blade Runner and
What Harrison Ford? What did he do in the 80s? Harrison
He played
Ford
the
got
blind
Indiana
swordsman.
Jones, Star Wars, Indiana Jones.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah,
could
we
seriously
can go
do
on.
70s movies, 80s movies, 90s movies, and see which one people pick, and then we have to pick whatever
Well,
we're doing.
they're all too young. They all pick 90s movies, and who wants to draw 90s movies, man? We got to do Schwarzenegger.
Well, The Matrix was in the 90s, wasn't it? That was good.
Well, what is
Yeah,
it when
you're
you
making the case for Aaron.
True
Wait a minute.
Lies, that was in the 90s.
well, barely. What was the what's that bet? Like it's a sports bet where you go, okay, I'll take Tiger Woods and you take the field, right? So everybody else. So we could do Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and then 80s sci-fi as like the third, so it could be any other, you group any of those other 80s sci-fi movies in there.
It'd probably be Stallone. Mel Gibson.
Yeah. Ooh.
A lot of characters.
Yeah. Well, he did Road Warrior.
I want to do his last character, the one on the phone. That's the one. No.
He did. Well, what other action films did he do besides Road Warrior?
Well, he did. Okay,
The Man Without a Face.
Huh?
Get the Gringo, where he was in a Mexican prison the whole movie.
Oh, okay.
That was
there you
good.
go.
Like The Man Without a Face. Draw just like a guy in a uniform, but with a deformed face. Right?
Yeah, we could be talking about this for a while.
That's true.
No, I'm
gotta
going to go. I think I'm going to go. Yeah, I think I'm going to go. I think I'm just going to go 80s sci-fi as just a general, and then Schwarzenegger, and then Stallone, because they all had enough characters themselves to draw from, and then the 80s sci-fi will be like the garbage pick. If if it wins, then we have like everything else. So, all right, unless I change my mind. Okay, guys. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. You really made Kelsey feel good taking second place. He feels good about that. And it's not a competition. I'm just joking, of course. So I'll remember you guys, next week is the art auction as well as the show. So get ready for that. And like I said, pack a lunch because it'll be a longer show, obviously. And so what is it? Is it Wednesday already? Enjoy the rest of your week. Oh, there's going to be no Aaron Live on Sunday because I'm going to be out of town. So it'll be Graybeard'S next time I see you guys, maybe, or Comicsgate Kings on Monday nights. So look at that. Look at all that stuff that's going to be up for auction. Probably not that. But
why not? I'll sell that.
$20 piece.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Hey. Dark Wolf Boutte. All righty.
Yeah.
Thanks for the super chats. Thank you guys for joining in. We always appreciate your involvement. It makes the show fun. We couldn't do it without you. Remember, everybody's campaign links are in the description of this video, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you. Night night.